Hello, hello, hello. Why not have a live stream? Two viewers. Say hello, so I know who you are. Would it? I don't know if that link will work though. Try it. DJ. This here sticks out loads, doesn't it? There we go. Oh, Mike.
All good, all good.
Hey, Dean.
Hiya, Paul.
Hey, Haley. Speaking to Seymour before, he said he's not seen Haley in ages, so he must miss you.
Everyone does.
Hey up. with a giggle. See that link? Are you on a Apple device?
Yeah.
Mac.
So through Safari that worked.
Right. I know it don't work on Android phones. Hello, Melissa. I need to get this footage uploaded. I'll do that later, actually. No point in doing it while the live stream's on. Here, watch this. What? Here, watch this.
Cool.
I'll show you this footage now. Inside the water. Miles better. It's actually amazing. It's amazing. Hang on, let me pin myself in.
Look at that. It's got a nice shimmer as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I've took the lenses off.
Yeah, I think it's better without the lens. So it's telly down.
The fish, though. Like, I feed the fish by hand sometimes. Sometimes they just come straight up to the camera. Do you not think I'm feeding them?
Stop biting the camera.
You'll see it in a minute. Well, acro's at the back of the tank where I can't see.
Look at that. Still my favourite, that one.
What, the Monty?
No, yeah, that as well, but that Millie, that red Millie, that's stunning.
You see a fish coming up. Whose tank's that? That's mine. Look at it. Look, right at the camera. It's actually basing on the glass at the back of that acro. Oh, look at that. It's a torso. I'll bang that on. In fact, here, look at this. Look at these acros here.
Is that your tank?
What?
Is that yours?
Yeah, look.
Could have polyps on them.
It's like chasing corals. I watched that again today.
So you watched it again?
So who's on? SYT, D with 20s, JB. Hello. Yeah, I'll still that video up in a bit. So I got a waterproof case, people, and threw it in my tank. Well, I didn't physically throw it in, I held it. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. Paul, what big polyps you have? Why, thank you. Massive polyps.
Massive hairy polyps.
Exactly. I need to feed me fish.
So do I as it goes.
Or do I just wait till tomorrow? So I dosed yesterday. I put loads of food in yesterday. Fed him yesterday. And today I fed him again. Just the coral food. Only because I was filming it and I wanted it to look better. Do you know when you're filming?
Yeah.
Get the polyps all out. So what should we talk about, people? What have you got any preferences? Oh, everyone, Woody's 40 today.
That was not a preference of mine.
So, everyone, happy birthday to the old man. I need to stop going on my phone while I'm on a live stream. It just never stops pinging. It didn't distract me last night because I didn't hear it, did I?
No, you did. Fell asleep.
When you said he was trying to ring.
Yeah. No, he was on the phone to us and he fell asleep. He had to go and pick his wife up.
Did he?
Thank you, JB.
No, I forgot.
No. She come home and woke him up.
She should have woken up and beaten him with something.
Thanks, everyone.
Hey, she came home really nice, so she went, "Come on, darling, let's go to bed." I would have gone ape shit. I would be like, "You bitch, you bastard."
I wouldn't even woke you up. I was just going to go in bed. Make you feel bad when you wake up in the morning and think she's not there.
I think she knew. I never thought. I fall asleep, but I always wake up and go to bed. So she knew that I would have gone to bed if I was like proper knackered, going. So she knew that I was waiting for her with the laptop on me. The chat's still open. I was knackered.
SYT. Happy birthday, Grandpa. Thanks, mate. Love you too.
40's old. The thing is, he's 40. He looks younger than me.
How old is Paul?
Well, you're 36, and you, Paul?
Yeah, 37 next month.
So I'm older than Paul.
Yeah.
Get out of my pub, you.
Where's my pub?
What's shaking, Paul? I could tell you, but why is the camera doing this?
He said, "What are you shaking, Paul?"
Yeah.
Oh, God. Go on, pops the bath.
Okay.
Was you up early this morning then now?
With me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I was. It goes. Fell asleep on the sofa for a little while though.
SYT's 47 this year.
Cheers, Tony. The old cardboard cockney.
What's best to lift KHPH in my fish only system?
Kelk.
You could just buy some buffer. I won't even worry about it. If it's a fish only system, would you worry about it going?
No, only the pH a little bit, but other than that, no, not really.
Yeah. Just buy some pH buffer. If you're going to buy a pH buffer, they'll buy the one that you can't overdose with. Like some of them will only buffer to 8.3. So no matter, even if you overdose it, it only buffers to 8.3.
Or just do bubbling overnight where the lights go out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oxygenate your water, that'll raise it, yeah.
I've got a finger. You press on that button.
What's the chat about today then? Ozzy, the chat's about anything you want it to be about, as long as it's aquarium related, reef related, or Woody's birthday.
Yeah, as long as you don't mention my age.
Yeah. And anything, yeah, if you're going to mention an age, it's got to be 40 plus.
Or 21. Or compliments telling me how young I look.
Yeah. You see, SYT, I won't put calc in the auto top off. But the reason is, she's got no corals. So to me, it's just pointless. He, who said it? I'm saying she. Who said it? Oh yeah, Melissa, yeah. Would you do that, Woody? Put calc, if you had a fish only, would you put calc in your ETL?
Not fish only, no. I didn't realise it was fish only. Otherwise, calc would be my first choice if it was a reef tank.
Yeah.
Half a teaspoon in your auto top up. Start off slow.
Oh.
Tony Lamb, back in a bit. Catch you later. All right, see you in a bit. King Waddy? Who's Waddy?
He must mean want some money.
Oh, yeah. Show me the money. What's
I want Dev to come on. I want to see how his phyto and all that's going there. His little DIY thing he done, it looks good.
I think he got the idea from, what is it, Easy Reefs. You know, on the show that he went to?
Yeah. I think Dev's a bit of an innovator. He gets some good ideas.
Dev's on Ecotech Expert Week. Help a fellow reefer challenge. I'll get the points and send see more other stuff. Thoughts on the design? Please be critical. Shite. I'm only joking, then.
It's personal preference, isn't it?
Yeah. Does H2O Aquatics sell nice SPS colonies? Would it?
They do. They've shut their main SPS tank down at the minute though. They're going to do all the shop up. But yeah, they've got some nice bits in at the minute as it goes. A few Aussie bits.
JB Aquatics, any idea on the price of the raffle tickets next week, Paul? The show, I think they're going to be £3 a raffle ticket or £5 for a tenner.
Can you hear me, fellas?
Yeah, we can, mate.
All right, good.
Yeah, or £5 for a tenner, and it should be, like I said, prizes range from £4 or £5 all the way up to £400. There's a lot of prizes on offer. Like I say, you got fish tanks, you got lights, £400 lights there. But yeah, there is good stuff to win, and there's a lot of prizes and all. It's not like the chances of you winning a prize are pretty bloody high because the amount of stuff that we've actually got. Even if it's tubs of food, but the food's worth more than £5. You know what I mean? So if you get a raffle ticket, you guarantee. I'd say you're guaranteed on winning something. I'm not going to say that because just in case you don't. There's a 50-50 chance. Yeah, there's a 50-50 chance you might or you might not.
Whereabouts is Ozzy? Because he's saying he's going to pop to H2O.
Well, Ozzy, if you're going to H2O, why not go to Aqua Depot on the 27th, if you're not already. Yeah, JB, I'm giving you a 50-50 chance there, mate. There should be, like I say, I think there's a good possibility in a lot of people winning something. Or like I say, if 5 people come from the same family, the family winning something. Like I say, it might be a tub of food. It might be a light. It might be a frag rack. There's lots of stuff on offer.
How are y'all doing today, fellas? Y'all just getting ready for that show. Is it this weekend or is it next weekend?
Not this weekend, next weekend.
Okay.
27th, yeah, the 27th.
Oh, okay, that's Labor Day for us. Memorial Day.
Yeah. We're all wearing United tops. I'll tell you what, I never wear a United top out of the house, you know that. Or the hoodies. If you see me wear hoodies and that's just me house shit. You know what I mean? House dossing. Can't be wearing football tops out. I'm 37-year-old, not a hooligan. But I used to buy them all the time. This is about 2 seasons old, this. 2 or 3 seasons old. It's like, Mrs. like, do you want one? I'm like, nah, I'm too old now. The one I got before this was this one. Or was it this one? It might be this one, actually. I think I won this on Facebook. On Sky Sports. What? That box is broken.
There's a question there for you, mate.
Hi, Paul. I was going to go on Triton, and I have Chateau reactor installed with Triton method. Watch. Right, this is personal preference again, right? If you use the one without... listen! 1 minute. Let me just tell my daughter. Since when have I been a mug? Oi. How about get your ass out to come and say, Dad, please, can you do this for me? Instead of shouting me. Do it. Do it.
Anyway, hey, how long have I been a what?
What's that?
You said, how long have I been a what?
A mug.
What does that mean?
They won't know that one. Oh, look, there's O.
Yo, yo.
Right, go on.
She's coming down. See what she says.
Go down.
Please, what? Install it then. Exo player. That's the wrong player. No, it's not. No, it's not.
What's up there?
Hey, what's happening?
You've got to tidy the room because we've got the camera on this. So if your room's a shit tip, everyone's going to see it online.
Way to shame your daughter.
Oh, man.
No internet connection.
I don't know about y'all, but I am white.
Bear with me, people. I'll come back to that question in a minute. Let me just sort this out for my daughter, otherwise she's going to mourn and mourn and mourn.
Fair enough.
It will.
They're representing Vertex here, look.
I'm installing the player. There's no internet on it. Why is there no internet on it?
Like my new shirt?
Right. Well, connect the internet to it.
Very nice, but they've gone bust over here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Man, that new reactor is snazzy.
Yeah, I had one of them a few years ago.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're
You
nice.
like it?
Nice build quality, innit? Lovely build quality.
Right. I'll go back to this. Right. Personal preference, right? If you want to grow Chateau, really, if you're using a reactor, I'd use
What's that,
the...
2 litre one?
Yeah. Doesn't even fit on camera. I think it's so big.
Yeah, look, it's massive. They are massive. They're nice, though.
You know the best part?
Go on.
Putting this on the Nano.
We're going to use it, Chato.
Maybe.
That'd be your 10% there, I reckon.
It's going to be so overkill. I love it.
Andrew, use the other methods to start with. She's not growing a lot.
If he's going to have a refugium, I would go the full Triton.
I would, yeah. At the minute, I'm not. For the reason is,
if you're going to still want to do water changes and you ain't got a refugium, then go for the other methods. But if you want to
are you running the full Triton? You?
I'm running full Triton. Yeah, I used to run the other methods when I still wanted to do water changes and I didn't have a refugium. As soon as I went refugium, stopped the water changes, then I went full Triton.
Right.
Well, I say stop water changes. I still do them, but I do them quarterly.
Turn it off. Turn it back on. Do you know every time? Do you know honestly? It's like talking to. Hang on. Anyway, wow! Listen to this. It's hilarious. I got a weird hour in Chateau reactor. You need a refugium to soak all the food. The regular Triton. I think while they would, when my Chateau has actually built up loads, then I'll swap to the other. Or I'll wait till this lot's run out, then I'll buy the other, the proper one afterwards.
Yeah. You think it grows fast now? Wait till you go on to the full Triton, because it's got the fertilizers in there for the algae, so it will grow even more.
Yeah, but I don't want to do that. It's not growing algae in my system.
Doesn't that almost seem counterproductive, though? I mean, you're going to put fertilizer in there to grow the algae. Well, the algae should grow as long as you have all the normal minerals in there and then nitrates and phosphates.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, he's asking, will he still have to do water changes with other methods? The reason you do water changes with other methods is because it's the only way to export your nutrients.
Gotcha.
With the full Triton method, you're using the algae to export, so that's why you don't do water change, or you do minimal water changes.
I gotcha.
You can use the other methods. Like me at the minute, I'm using the other methods at the minute. I don't do water changes. But
so it's still exactly the same. It just ain't got the fertilizers in there for the Chateau and all that.
What is it? It's iodine and iron. It's iodine and iron in it. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's got them in, but it's got a lower amount in. That's it.
Well, if you were doing other methods with a protein skimmer, would you need to do water changes since your protein skimmer is your export?
Yeah, but the everyone does anyway with a protein skimmer. It's just not, for you to not do a water change with a protein skimmer, you'd have to have a massive protein skimmer if you wanted to use that for your full nutrient export.
Yeah, you'd have to have it overrated for your tank.
Yeah, massively overrated. Because you as reefers, you can't help but add more corals, more fish, and then as soon as you start doing that, your skimmer, no matter what size it is, starts reducing.
Tell you what, Woody's turned 40 and he's proper on the ball today, isn't he? Look at him.
I've got 11 years of experience. I'm just normally very quiet.
I mean, like that. It's 40-year-old, and then he's active.
I'm a wealth of knowledge now. It's like when you turn 40, there's a little switch in your brain that gives you an extra 50% of knowledge.
Or 50% BS.
Yeah, that's the other half, yeah.
Yeah, that's the other 50, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to change after I've run out of this one. I think I've still got a full one of each at the minute.
Yeah, I see. Ailey agrees with me. Even though Ailey's only 26.
Well, talk about blowing smoke up someone's ass.
Well, she loves a Cockney, so I've got to switch on the charm, haven't I?
I've got a conky knee. Does that count?
A cock on your knee?
Yeah. I'll give you a dead leg in a minute. It's because we're Generation X. Officially, I'm Generation X, so I'm all good. I think if you're born after 84, innit, you're a millennial. I wish. I don't get all this Generation X, Millennial, and all this Generation X, Y, and Z, and all that. I don't get it. Yeah. 3 thumbs down. Look at that.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Yeah.
I
It's
bored myself.
okay. It's okay. We know who you are.
See, even my daughter knows who it is.
I know, yeah. Thing is, a lot of people know who it is. It's all good. It's good. It's good. It's good when you've got your narrow it down to what town they're in
Yeah,
and what PC or phone they're using. Do you know what I mean?
you got to love the analytics, haven't you?
Oh, lovely jubbly. I've got to say, I run Aquaforest and I'm bloody amazing for SPS Coral. Never used Aquaforest, but I know when it started getting popular, a lot of people didn't like it. That's the only reason. Like with me, it was between Aquaforest and Triton. And I think it was Nick that twisted me to Triton. Which that was obvious, wasn't it? He tried to ring me before, actually. What's up, Jeeves?
Oh, I'm gonna knock out when I get home.
You're knackered.
Oh man, my brother had his son yesterday, last night. So they went in. He had to take her in at 2:30 in the morning. So I got there about 4 o'clock. She didn't deliver until almost 8 o'clock last night. She was in labor. What is that? 16 hours?
Something like that, eh?
17 hours? Oh. I think it's all a sham. That's just me. I told my brother I'd have lost my head a long time ago. Because their doctor, she showed up, I don't know, 9 o'clock in the morning to start the process. And then didn't show up again until like 7 o'clock. And it's funny, is when she got there, they pushed drugs, and within, 30 minutes, the baby was out. So it's kind of like they were stalling on purpose, until the doctor got there because she had other stuff to go do.
What is it?
It's kind of what it seemed like, so. But everything's good. Baby's happy. So ran home, slept a few hours, but I've been kind of running errands for him, since he's at the hospital. Drop my nephew off at school, pick him up, stuff like that.
Dear Tony, thinking of switching to Triton, what do you suggest? Just starting or anything first? Just make sure your system's clean. Make sure you lower your nitrates and phosphates first before you start it, because you don't want to start cleaning it after you start Triton. So I'd suggest just getting a gravel vac in, doing like water changes, but gravel vac in your bottom. Get some bacteria in there and all. Some ATM outbreak or Fritz 460. Start dosing that. Just start getting your nitrates and phosphates down first. Clean your system first, because the thing is, you're not going to be doing water changes after it. So you want to get all that shit out before you start it. That's the first thing you need to do before you start Triton, in my opinion. That would be inhumane. It's all of you. Yeah, that's what I did with mine, Dave, before I started. I give it a good clean out first. Proper good clean out. Just do the gravel vacuum first. And like I say, do that over 2 weeks. Then start dosing your bacteria. Let that eat away the rest inside the rocks and that, and then you'll be ready to go.
I've done 100% water change over about 3 or 4 weeks.
Hello, Dev.
Hello, Paul. Cheerio, mate. How are you?
Good.
How is my British accent coming? Is it improving?
Yeah, you all sound like Dick Van Dyke when you do it from over there, so it's all good.
Yeah.
I thought Michael joined in for a minute.
I'm slowly picking it up from jumping on your stream all the time. I'll get there eventually.
Who's your chum behind you?
That's Brad.
You're right, Brad.
The one with the other tank.
All right, Brad.
Yeah, you've seen Brad's tank.
Yeah,
He's been in
nice
his tanks with the focus ones.
Dave Turner, how much am I dosing a day? At the minute, I'm dosing 10 mil a day. How much are you dosing, Woody?
3 mil.
And I think Michael Aarons is doing 6 mil.
On a tanky size, that's crazy.
Yeah, a Triton.
Oh, okay. I was gonna man, I'm at like 48 mils or something. You know what Triton is? It's like a concentrate
Super strong.
scheme method. Yeah, basically.
The best dosing method. That's what you forgot to tell you.
Think so, do you?
Oh,
I've never tried it, so maybe I can't comment yet.
Easiest method ever.
easiest, cheapest.
Well,
Cheap. 30, you cut over it, it's £29 for all of them. And it can last us a few months. It can last Woody. How long does it last you, Woody? 6
year.
months.
No, last year.
So it lasts Woody a year. I bought a set for 30 quid, last him a year.
now how much do you think I'd use on my tank, for instance? Or
Well,
Brad's
Michael Aarons uses 6 mil, and his is what, 1,500 litre tank. So what, 310 gallon tank. So
Oh shit.
that is like super
seven
concentrated.
times 7 times more potent than whatever.
Standard.
Yeah.
Okay. So just say 50 mil divided by 7. I'd use probably 7 mil, 8 mil a day.
14 a day.
14 mil?
Yeah.
What'd you dose now?
120, 140.
Milliliters?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah. Yeah, I got a lot of big corals though.
I know.
So
There you go, man. 140 mil a day doses.
Yeah, I dose 10 mil a day.
Fortune.
That's crazy.
wow. And
Yup.
how many milliliters are the bottles?
1,000.
So a liter. Now, okay, so if you dose 140 divided by 7, rough, so you dose 20 mils a day.
So 50 days.
Yeah. 1,000 mils by 20, 50 days. So you'd have to buy new bottles basically every just shy of 2 months. You're like,
I like the free rig way.
Yeah.
Of getting chemicals.
yeah. We'll wait until we run out of free stuff.
We won't.
Can you? Yeah. Okay. See, this is the problem. We have free bulk chemicals from friends that work up in oil rigs and somehow get all this stuff.
It's used in the drilling fluids.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I was wondering why they had it all. Okay. So apparently, aquarium dosing supplements are used in drilling oil rigs every day.
There you go.
Corals could grow once the oil dissipates many years later.
So, the ale is saying it's cheaper than Aquaforest, the Triton.
Yeah?
Aquafor's expensive.
Yeah, Aquaforce is pricey. I've only used some of the trace elements. I haven't used their full dosing deal. Not gonna lie, even like the fact that we got this for free is a big reason. Like otherwise I'd probably still be using my calcium reactor.
That's something I want to try out.
Calcium reactor?
Yeah.
You wanna borrow mine and try it?
Like I kind of want to try
Yeah.
it because I want to see, like how easy it is to maintain a calcium reactor.
So, all right, sidebar conversations. So with the calcium reactor, it's the first week is work until you get dialed in, and then it's like super low maintenance. You literally just test once in a while and make a slight tweak, then you're good for like
But
ages.
did you have any your SPS when you were running yours?
Yeah.
And they were fine?
I ran a calcium reactor for at least the first year.
What were you running when you ran into the issues?
I don't remember. But I wouldn't blame the calcium reactor for that.
No?
I think that was something with the water, because that's when everybody had issues for a while.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
Are you
it's...
muted right now?
Huh? No.
No. I was like, it's so quiet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see a lot of the big, heavy stock tanks running calcium reactors, like a lot of the really nice.
It's because the bigger your tank is, the more coral load, it gets cheaper. Like if you're paying for your calcium alkalinity powder, right?
Mm-hmm.
There comes a certain point where it gets expensive when you're dosing ridiculous amounts per day.
Well, even now, running as much as I do, I find I'm constantly filling up my stuff.
That's why I use big containers.
Yeah. Well, I got gallon ones.
Okay, that's not bad.
But it's still every,
Yeah, that's a lot. You're dosing like double that I am. More than double. Dang. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like eventually, if you stop getting free chemicals, then you might consider it then, right? Because with the amount that your tank consumes, it's probably worth it, providing you're actually paying for all the stuff, right? Like if you go to JNL or somewhere and buy all those stuff.
Though.
Yeah.
That's another thing.
Yep. You can get smaller ones though. You don't need, like mine's a beast. You can get way smaller ones. The tank's the biggest part. Your CT tank.
Yeah.
Dave Turner. Gravel vac with water change into a filter sock. I have sugar fine sand. Yeah, but you don't want to just filter sock it through then back into the system. As long as you can filter sock it out. I won't even do that because even I used to have the sugar fine sand. It's still heavier than the water. So as long as you suck, like you drain it out, and as long as you like every couple of seconds just stop the water from pouring, that sand will drop back down.
Yeah. Yeah, just pinch your drain line so you can control the flow. And if it's getting too close to the top, just pinch it and let it fall, then do it again.
Yeah.
Or put your thumb over the end. My two strategies.
Dev.
Yeah.
I didn't know you had ginger hair.
Just the lighting, I think. I don't know. It does look a little gingerish, doesn't it?
No, it's definitely ginger.
Yeah.
Don't come out with that strawberry blonde thing. That's what women do.
Strawberry blonde. Should dye that color for the week just for fun.
Did you mean?
I was looking at camera now thinking, damn, I'm ginger.
Actually, it goes really blonde normally. I dyed it.
Looking at you going, yep, you're ginger.
I dyed it a few weeks ago to get rid of the grays. So it's probably from that. Getting too many gray hairs, I had to tone them down.
Just try and add all the trace elements in basic 3 bottles, or do you buy the trace elements separately? Aussie is 4 bottles it comes with, and each bottle has trace elements within it that's stable with the element that's in the bottle. So bottle 1 is magnesium and trace elements. Bottle 2 is calcium and trace elements. Bottle 3 and bottle 4 different. They're both KH, but the different types of KH. What's the different types of KH, Dev?
Sodium carbonate and bicarbonate?
Yeah, I think that's what they are, within each one. So there's 2 separate KHs in each one. You can mix them 2, and they should be fine.
Chew that.
It's okay, Dev. We don't judge your ginger hair on this channel. We're all good.
It's African sunset, according to
so Andrew, it's not ginger, it's African sunset.
right, Paul. Come on now. It does look really orange, eh? I wonder if it's just like my camera hue or something.
Oh no, Dev.
Not making it
ginger. It's every colour.
He's got one of them orange filters over his.
Yeah. Take the orange filter off your camera.
Orange filter over the camera.
It does look red on the camera though.
Wait, here we go. Let's change. Oh, it's still ginger.
You made it look even more ginger.
There we go. Is that better? Still ginger?
It's just proved that it is ginger.
He's just highlighted the ginger.
It's Auburn. So we've got Auburn.
That's a red planet color to you, thank you.
So we've got African sunset and Auburn at the minute.
Is it a Jason Fox? This must be a Jason Fox ginger.
Yeah.
I love it.
Put another 0 on the end because of that.
Just it's just the tip.
Just the tips.
It's more Auburn. Yeah. Okay, my missus is ginger. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Strawberry blonde.
What do you tell her?
I always say that your hair ass is ginger, so you are ginger.
I don't know, man. It's getting more gray than anything these days. Getting old.
Oi, Dev, live with a grey. Live with a grey. Look at this. Look at this.
You're highly distinguished.
Embrace
like
the grey.
Steve.
Look at that. I just think of myself as Mr. Fantastic. That's all you need to do.
That's just because we're so wise. It's a good excuse.
Yeah, I've got no excuse. I just shave it off.
Yeah, that's fair. When the wife is like, she's like, "You're old," I'm like, "Respect your elders." Doesn't always work though.
Yeah, but you're not as old as Woody. He's 40 today.
Is he?
Yeah. He had to bring it up again.
What is our highness doing today for his birthday?
Oh, just had a quiet one at home.
Yeah, nice. Sounds alright.
Would a seer survive hyposalinity? I wouldn't try it.
Yeah. Hyposalinity?
A seer.
It's different quarantine-ish type of not quarantine, what would you call it? Like a dip.
You got Stephen Anderson here. He asked me before about GFO. Do you know putting GFO in his system? So I said use a dessert spoon.
Apparently some parasites will fall off.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the theory behind it. I've never done it, but
I had one coral that had flatworms on it. I just rinsed it under tap water.
seriously?
I put it back in the tank. It was fine.
Your method. Okay,
Yeah, Steven.
talking about other methods. Brad is the king of other methods. He's like, yeah, I had a coral with flatworms. I just rinsed it under tap water to get them off.
Right, Stephen, let me show Stephen this. He wants to know what's. You've got the one that you make your tea and coffee with, which is the small
It
one.
works for the most part, though.
You want the next one up. Use one of these for your GFO.
I'd be so scared.
One scoop of this big one.
I'd be like, nope, daily dips.
Why do you think my 600 wrasse so fat? He eats them all. Yes,
I know. That is one good way of dealing with it.
he's just massive.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was married to an American girl. Dessert was eaten with a saucer. Ooh.
Nice.
Who had the tank first then? You or your mate? What's your question, mate? God, I forgot again.
Hey, you should
Dev, you.
protect Kitty too.
Look at Paul with silver spoons. Hey, at least Woody's got gold ones. I don't drink
What's going
tea.
on? You guys do anything exciting today?
Say again?
Anything exciting going on today?
Yeah, Woody's kid's not showing up. I'm only joking, Woody.
I didn't hear that. You're right, mate.
Yeah, you're safe.
Nah. We need to talk about something, though. I yet not talking about stuff.
What do you want to talk about?
Anything. Who's had the tank longer, you or your mate?
All right, so I need opinions here.
Oh,
I picked up some corals from an LFS by my brother's house.
No, it didn't.
Their tanks are pretty good. I know most people say dip no matter what, and so on and so forth. But the problem I have is I haven't been having much luck with acros. I got these because I got them at a good price for what it is. It's a rock with about 4 pieces growing on it. Should I just put the rock in the tank? Or should I break them off, dip them, and then glue them to frags?
My opinion, if you trust them, I'd pop it in. If you're on edge, snap them off and dip them.
Okay. I mean, I'm about 50-50. I've never bought anything from him before. But their tanks are, I don't want to say clean in the sense of, they're not immaculate looking tanks, but they don't really look like they have pests. They don't have bubble algae growing, things like that.
I dip everything.
I don't want to break it off and kill it. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
I don't know. If I think it's safe, I'll probably still dip it, but I just give it like a shorter, quicker dip.
even with it mounted to the piece of rock?
Well, the rock's actually probably where potentially more of your issues are,
Right.
ironically.
So break it off and dip it is Dev's vote.
That's the smartest way. I mean,
Okay.
if you're,
I dip nothing and my tank's awesome.
we have two very different mentalities here.
Yeah.
And he rinsed his other acro under tap water to get some bugs off.
Yeah, and it worked. Yeah.
I mean, my brother has popped and dropped stuff from him before and hasn't had any problems. So.
You know, the thing is, you can get in touch with him. Just ask him, just say, not being funny or anything, just say, is it safe for me to put the rock in? Just say, if you've ever had any pests, just tell me, because I'll just rip the corals off, stick them in something, and pop them in my tank.
Yeah, I did that. And I mean, I trust him from that point. It's a guy I went to high school with. So, I mean, I was friends with him in high school. You know, and he said, no, you know, they don't have any problems. He said, you know, he showed me in one of their tanks, not the tank that this came out of, where they had some bubble algae that came in on a shipment of stuff they got, you know, and he said, that's why we've just been kind of keeping everything in this tank until we sell it. Then we're going to break it down and kill everything off and, you know, restart it. But I mean, like the big tank it comes out of is actually really cool. It's a big fiberglass pit tank. It's about 2 feet off the ground. It's about a foot deep. And it's in a greenhouse room, so it's actually got natural sunlight with a retractable roof.
That's cool.
And they've got like 6 foot tall mangroves growing out of it.
That's really cool. Retractable roof. That's awesome.
Yeah.
You should snap some pictures of that. That'd be cool to see.
I'll have to get it. Yeah. So when you're in there, it's got like the clear plastic roofing over it.
Yep.
And then it's got a retractable metal roofing section where they can block it off if they don't want the sunlight getting through.
Huh, that's really cool.
Oh, someone's getting taken.
Not me.
Yeah, it just blew by me.
I wonder how well it'd work. You know those like sonotube type things where the light bounces around it for like skylights and stuff?
I don't see why it wouldn't work. All you're doing is concentrating the sunlight.
That's what I mean. I wonder it'd be cool to have one of those, but then put like a couple sweet lights inside of it, so you can supplement it or add blues through it with the natural sunlight.
Mm-hmm.
Be kind of a cool thing to do.
Yeah, that's what they do. He's got radians hanging over that tank.
Yeah.
On the hanger bars, but then it's got the sunlight retractable roof, and that's where the mangroves set where they get the most sunlight.
Huh, that's pretty cool.
And so that they pretty much just leave it open unless if he said they close it if there's really bad weather coming, you know, a heavy thunderstorm, possible hail, stuff like that. But other than that, they leave it open, and so those mangroves can get sunlight on top of the radiance.
Huh, that's cool.
And that's how the mangroves grow. They don't have any kind of red grow lights for the mangroves. They've got radiance for the coral.
Well, they got sun. They're good to go.
Yep.
Au naturel.
Just a quick one here. People talk about Rowaphos. Rowaphos. Have you used Rowaphos, Dev?
Possibly. I think I used it at some point in time. It's just a phosphate mover, right?
Yeah. What it is with Rowaphos is very potent. Very, very potent. And what a lot of people do, they put a lot of it in because it doesn't look like you're using a lot. A lot of people put it in and it just whaps the phosphates out of the system really quick. Now,
So-
what it is... Well, go on.
No, with any GFO, you got to be very cautious. Like I learned my lesson in my early days and strips like basically all my corals are starting to die because I was killing like everything because there's zero phosphates. Like you're stripping it off the coral almost. So yeah, too much is bad. Like I still have GFOs. I change every like month and a half to 2 months, but it's seriously like the tiniest trickle ever. Like I use hardly any, just a little bit, just for fun.
Yeah, the way I tell people to do it, like mine, my reactor, it's the water comes up through the top. So if I want to check my phosphates, if I want to know if my GFO is depleted, I'll suck some of the water out of the top and test that because it's going straight through the Rowaphos. So I know that if it starts to rise through that, the Rowaphos is depleted.
Yeah.
So that's that's the way I do it. But if you see your phosphate starting to rise, you know it's depleted. I always tell people to use a spoonful. Use a spoonful at a time. Use little and change it more. A lot of people put it in and they'll leave it in for 6 months because it can last 6 months.
Yeah.
But you're better off using less, let it deplete, and change it more often than just leaving it in and letting it. If you put too much in at once, it'll wipe your phosphates out.
No, that's a good call.
it'll wipe them out. So people are saying 1 spoonful for a 500 litre tank. Yeah, so it'll lower your phosphates. If it lowers your phosphates in 4 weeks, take that spoonful out and change it again. Put another fresh spoonful in.
No, that's good advice. I agree. I just go with ultra low flow, but yeah, that's same thing. It's just put not much in there.
Yeah, like I said, because I've seen people do it where they bought a tub of rower phos, they put half a tub in. You know what I mean? They might have high phosphates, but dropping them so quick is just ridiculous. Do you know what I mean? Do it slowly. You use less, change it more often. The safest possible way you can do it. I've got a 100 gallon and was ready, 100 grams and was ready to fill my reactor. Do not do that. Steve, like I think you sent me your phosphates. You could put, because it's such a big tank, you could put 2 spoonfuls in. You could do it that way because it's such a big tank, but you could just put a spoonful in, let it use it. After 2 weeks, just take it out and change it again. But you don't want to drop him too quick because, like I say, I think he's got, did he say he's got 0 or really low nitrates? And his phosphates are elevated, which is the wrong way around. Really, you want lower phosphates than nitrates. So he's a reversed, which you'll see algae growing. You should have if it's reversed and your phosphates are high and your nitrates are ultra low, you should see a big spurge in algae growth. And you start getting slimy shit in your tank, and you don't want that.
You get what?
What did you just say, Paul?
Slimy shit. Cyanobacteria.
What's the brown slime? It's not cyano, it's something else.
The brown slime?
Yeah.
Like on your glass and sunbed?
I don't know, like it's actually like slime, like it's cyano, but it's brown, not red.
Not dyed. Like on new tanks?
No,
Dinoflatulence.
Dinoflatulence?
it's not bubbly.
Bubbly?
It's not.
Yeah,
bubbly.
it sounds like dinoflatulence, huh?
You said not bubbly. Here, you talk.
Not
Yeah,
bubbly.
it's just kind of like a thick brown slime. It just kind of stays in my sump. I'm not quite sure what it is. It hasn't spread to the rest of the tank.
That'll be nutrient buildup with bacteria, won't it?
It could be brown cyano. It could be brown diatom.
Is there brown cyano?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe that's just what it is. It's something I've always had in my sump. It's never really done anything.
The thing is, like, if you're not, is it in the section where you don't have a lot of water movement?
No, there's actually a whole lot of water movement. There's one of those XR 150s in there.
That won't be cyano then. Cyano likes more stagnant places, where there's not a lot of flow, because it needs to attach. It's a bacteria, it needs to attach.
Okay.
So that just seems like it's that's that type of bacteria, but I think it'll be bacterial. That basically, if all the crap's going into your sump, do you not have filters?
I've got filter socks.
Hmm.
That's about it.
Could just be a bacteria build-up where they're just feasting on the crap in your sump, thriving in there.
Up of the tank, super clean. I got no algae there. Everything looks good, but yeah, I've never been able to get rid of that big brown slime buildup.
See, I would get what we kind of figured out was probably a brown cyano in my nano. And I actually figured out what it was one day. I feed oyster feast for my corals. And when you drop that oyster feast in there, sometimes you get a big glob of it that sits on the rock. And it would spawn patches of this kind of stringy, brown, slimy mat.
Mm-hmm.
And it looked like dino without the bubbles in it. And so when I cleaned the rocks off, knocked it off with a turkey baster, it would go away. And so that's what I do now is I just make sure I go back and dust the rocks.
Oh, yeah.
After I feed that oyster feast, or if a big glob falls, I'll go back and blast that real quick to get it in the water column. But it was in a high flow area. I mean, it was in the main flow inside of that nano. Main flow stream, but it's because it would get that high nutrient, glob down in a little crevice of the rock, and then it would sprout out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Stian, he's got 0.08 phosphates and 5 nitrates. I think there's more phosphates in the algae. It's messing with his readings. So it looks like you've got elevated, he's got elevated phosphates and lower nitrates. That could be. Are you feeding flake food? So if it's flake food, you most probably add in the phosphates through that, or it could be coming from your RO. The RO, if you do water changes.
Frozen foods.
Hmm?
I feel like dry pellet foods have more.
Dry foods have a lot more nutrients
Yeah.
to your tank than the frozen one. There's a lot more, and they don't necessarily get eaten as fast. A little more break down your tank. Where I find frozen food more gets eaten by the creatures quicker, so there's less nutrients that you get from it.
Yeah, pretty much strictly feed.
You were also on that one. I'm pretty much strictly frozen.
But yeah, you have more nutrient problems than I do.
Do I though?
Sand says you do.
Only recently. I think it's from that.
If you look at the back, look at the back of the food that you buy. It usually tells you straight away, because a lot of them, the binders that hold the flake and dry food together, it's usually phosphates that hold them together.
Yeah, it's very nutrient dense. You only need a few cubes or a few pinches. The thing with frozen food is a lot of it is water based, so it's not as dense. But I wonder if that applies to just thinking. I'm not going to call it a high phosphate issue, but my nitrates are 5s and my phosphate are 0.5. But I wonder if it's because I make my own frozen food, and it basically I buy like, squid, whatever, blend it together and then drain all the water. So I wonder if I should just be feeding, because I make sure before I freeze it and when I'm blending it, I don't pack it with all the water. I make sure I drain, and it's a significant amount of water. So I wonder if I'm just feeding like something that's maybe just as nutrient dense as like some flake food or some pellets.
I'm sure there's a lot in there. How do you like making your own food? I keep thinking about it, but I've never actually done it.
It's cheaper.
Yeah.
But I didn't do it for the price. It was just something fun to do. But I think, okay, I'll tell you, I used to use basically a thing of Rod's food every month, which here with tax costs about $23. I spent about $30 in, on food, and I basically had enough to last me about 6 months. So it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot less. But it was fun. You just if you have fish that have specialty feeding requirements, it's easier to just kind of put whatever you need in there. You can put mysis, I put seaweed in, I put squid. I basically, Nick gave me the idea. I basically did research on what was the diet of the fish I was keeping. I make sure I would add that specific food. I didn't just throw in some stuff. I did some research and I added in, the stuff that they would eat. I had copperban at the time, and I know they eat a lot of clams and they'll eat squid. So it was fun. I think I would do it again. I think I would just do a lot less.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I do now.
Nice.
Yeah, after 6 months, I still threw out some, but I felt like 6 months having it in the freezer and free. I just felt like after 6 months, it was just, I threw it out after 6 months, but it lasted more than 6 months.
That's pretty good.
See, the only thing I don't do that O does is I don't drain it. I actually add water to it. When I freeze it, I top it off with RO.
Maybe I should have done that, because I think, maybe I should have done that. Or maybe I shouldn't have drained it at all. Maybe I should just kept it as is.
Yeah,
but
it'll keep it longer if you pack it with water.
See, man, that's probably what I should have done. It didn't look like it was spoiling. It's just 6 months. I just felt like if I had meat in my freezer for 6 months, I don't think I feel a little bit iffy about taking it out and cooking it after 6 months.
See, and like deer, I dry pack deer. Deer, I'll keep, venison, I'll keep up to about a year when it gets, and I date everything when I put it in my chest freezer. But so that's the other thing with that, is that the chest freezer, there's no temperature variation, no little bit of thawing every time you open it. It's cold. So venison, red meats for us are good for a year. Fish, I'll keep a year also with no problem, as long as it's water packed. Like we'll catch redfish and trout, and I pack all of that just in tap water. But pack it in tap water and then freeze it, and it'll keep for a year, no problem. Yeah. Beyond a year, I start getting iffy, and that's when I start throwing it out.
Hello, Infamous. Infamous is in. How are you doing, mate?
What's going on, man?
Mad Dogs does it. Freezes all his food.
Yeah.
Freezes on, buys all his.
Mm-hmm.
I might try
See,
this.
what I did, because I was doing LRS Chunky and Rod's Predator for my Predators. And the thing is, when you thaw that, I don't know if you've ever used it or not, Dev, but it's some big chunks and it's a lot of brine, you know, ground up whatever, which if you're feeding a Predator tank, most of that mush doesn't get eaten. You know, a lot of that would just, I'd watch it just cycle around the tank for a little bit and then go down the overflow. They picked the big chunks out. So that's why I started. And then I actually redid some not too long ago for my regular, my little clownfish and stuff. And that I diced up really small and kind of blended it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because that's a little more of a mix that I've started playing with. But
Nice. Well, that sounds like it works pretty well. I mean, I don't know. Eventually I'm going to do it. It's going to happen.
yeah, it's definitely cost effective. I mean, you're looking 2 hours of work, 3 hours of work, maybe. You know, that's a long estimate. And you'll get, just like O said, I mean, I spent $30 and got, I don't know, 4 or 5 months of Predator food. And I mean, I feed them basically a large ice cube a day, every other day to every 3 days.
Tons. You feed them a cube every 3 days? Oh, an ice cube. Okay.
Yeah, like a big cube of, that's not the little, you know, like SFA brand cubes. That's, you know, like a plastic ice tray cube full of chopped up shrimp, fish, oysters, and scallops. And so my next one, I'm going to try and get some squid. I'm probably not going to do the scallops again just because they're so freaking expensive.
Yeah.
You know,
I did a little bit of scallops. I did squid. I did some fish. I did clams. I bought jumbo shrimp. I peeled the jumbo shrimp.
Yeah, that's the key, is get the shell-on, head-on shrimp.
Yep. I got
Were you like a
octopus.
little for me, a little for the tank?
Huh?
I said, was it as you're like eating all the shrimp, a big little for me, little for the tank?
Well, no, you get the shell-on, head-on, because most of the time, like I can get it locally, fresh off the boats. But even if you go to like a Whole Foods type place or, you know, something like that, if it's previously frozen and it's head-on, shell-on, it's these fuckers here.
That's the cheapest. We have a lot of fish stores here in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
and it's cheap. It's cheapest to get the head-on, shell-on, because then you do the work and peel it. When you want the pre-peeled stuff, it's a little bit more expensive.
The other thing is the pre-peeled is packed with preservatives. The head-on, shell-on is just frozen. But if it's pre-peeled, it's got preservatives in it. Sorry, that's what I was trying to say, and I got sidetracked. They're digging up, replacing our gas lines in the neighborhood, and they have an excavator sitting in the middle of my front yard right now.
Oh, nice. Mighty kind of them.
Right where I park.
Yeah, of course.
Hello, Infamous.
What's going on, Paul?
Good. You?
Good. It's nice to see Dev, everybody, Jeeves.
What's up?
What's up, everybody?
How art thou?
I'm doing good. Just getting editing done.
Attaboy. Good.
Fish tank video editing.
No, this is the vlog. I'm working on the vlog right now.
A fish tank vlog.
Actually, I'm working on the Reef update for May. So I have a bunch of stuff filmed up to today. I'm working on that, and then I'm working on my vlog, my personal vlog from Sacramento to Coachella. So that's an interesting one. So many things went wrong between Sacramento Sacramento and Coachella.
Really?
Yeah, dude. I ended up, spoiler alert, I ended up with a busted eye, ended up in the chiropractor, got hailed on, a bunch of stuff. So that's an interesting video.
What happened with the eye?
Man.
Stick your link in. Yeah, stick your link in there for your vlog. Whoever wants to like look at your vlog, they'll be able to click on it.
Appreciate it, Paul. Let me see.
Yeah, you sucked me in. I want to watch this episode now.
I'm doing some final touches on it, but I have other stuff on.
Oh, I have a random question for any of you other filmmaker folk. Do you have any recommended camera bags that you like or use?
This is my camera, Dev. This is my camera.
All right, you don't need
I just get whatever fits the camera. I look for the smallest thing that can fit the camera and the everyday lens.
Yeah.
I don't have a brand.
Oh?
Sony A6000.
Good choice. Good choice. So
yeah, it's small, compact. It doesn't have 4K. I think Dev and I were thinking of upgrading to the 65 at the time, but I didn't want to spend. I got a drone instead, so that's where the money went.
Also good choice.
But yeah, 6,000. I think it's fine. It's not 4K, but the one thing that I don't like about it is it doesn't have a microphone port.
Yeah. See, I was thinking about getting the 6,000 too, because to be honest, I'm not like, I want to edit as fast as possible. That's why I didn't want to go with the 4K. But that microphone port, man.
Yeah. So now my workaround is I have the attachment that plugs in and gives me Bluetooth, which is fine. But then I'm trying to find a mic to plug into it that I can use that record. So the Bluetooth, I don't know. I think it's fine, but I plug a lapel mic into it, and I don't think it works well. I think it's okay, but maybe I just need to plug a better mic. So you let me see if I can find it. So basically, you put an attachment on top, and they give you like a little mini lapel mic that you then pin on yourself. That you then pin on, but then you can plug a smaller mic into that receiver. All right, let me turn on my camera. I want to see my ugly mug. So basically, you plug an attachment on top of the camera, and this you can pin on, and this is your mic. This is not very good, but then it has a port where you can plug another mic into this, and that's where I'm trying to find another mic. Maybe I'll clip this on my hip and then plug another mic into it. So I've been through a few cheap ones, like $20, $30 mics, and like little lapel mics that I plug into it, and they're terrible. So I might just spring for something that's better quality.
Yeah, man. I would say just go with Rode. If you don't want to think about it and you want something decent for a relatively affordable price, I just go Rode.
I bought a different brand, but it's been pretty solid so far.
Yeah.
Like,
see, Dev really knows his gear. When it comes to gear, Dev is the man. But
only because I obsess.
I literally saw a guy
breaking up, Seymour.
You know what a guy did? What I've seen a guy do is he has Sony one I know, but not that one. No, what the guy does is he uses his iPhone, plugs a little microphone into the iPhone, stands in front of the iPhone, and then kind of says a few words and claps. So I guess he can see where the audio is. And then he's shooting with the camera, but recording himself talking with the iPhone. And then literally when you put that into Final Cut Pro, he says, it's just a few clicks. Even though you have the recordings on separate devices, with Final Cut, it's just a few clicks and Final Cut automatically syncs up the audio for him. So it's not a lot of work. So, and when you listen to his audio, I don't know that that's being recorded on a phone. It sounds great. Sounds like he's sitting in a studio with because the iPhone has noise canceling and all that stuff. It's good at filtering out background noise. It's good at, listening to voice. It's a good microphone. So that works for him. So I might try that one time.
Sounds like, because I know a lot of the guys actually record on separate devices and they just sync.
I used to do that.
That's honestly like for the best quality. That's the way to go, to get like a designated recorder. Like you can go to Best Buy, they have them for like $100. You need a really nice like microphone, like designated lapel, whatever microphone, and then sync your audio in post.
Yep.
I mean, listen to CJ like that. He records on his phone with like a little mic, and his audio comes out great. I mean, I think it's great. So
he has a great starting point. When you sound like Barry White, you can almost put any microphone on. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You know, I'm half joking, but I'm being serious. Like you put me on his microphone, I'm sound crazy. You know what I mean? But audio is one of those things that's like really interesting, right? It's like so overlooked, but it's the most important thing when it comes to producing a video.
Hey y'all, this is CJ. I'm here for y'all. I'm just telling y'all about this. This is episode 101, and we're gonna tell you.
This is episode 101 on the 120, guys. Now, let me tell you what we're gonna do right here.
Keep going. Keep going. You're almost there, CJ.
We got these nice new rasses.
CJ's the man, dude.
Yeah, no, he's got good stuff.
CJ's the man. Like I've been talking to CJ for like I started Infamous Aquatics 2014. Yeah, so I've been talking to CJ for like 4 years, and his like video production style obviously gets better, but damn, he's just always been like so smooth over like the voiceovers. Just crazy.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm still amazed he does it all on his phone.
Yeah, dude. It's nuts.
I don't think I could do that. I'd be too impatient.
Yeah, I feel like too, like getting it to line up perfectly using my finger would be so annoying.
Gotta work on that finger precision.
Yeah. That's some real stuff right there, man.
Yep.
Look at this guy.
Hello, Michael. Michael Aarons is here.
I'm about to pull a Reef tank no.
What's your planning?
You're going to pop a drop, aren't you?
No, I'm gonna burn a candle in that front room. I have to.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh.
That's all the time.
Hey, trust me. My system's there. Candles. Wait,
why are you not supposed to use candles?
I thought you're not supposed to use anything around them.
Oh.
Anything will absorb.
Just aerosols.
I know aerosols you're not supposed to do.
Well, like people have told me not to use the Scentsy waxes, which is basically just a candle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my wife uses one.
Tell your missus that. Just go to your missus and say, I'm not using it. You're not allowed to use candles. Hey? If I said that to my missus, trust me, I'd be out tomorrow.
I did. I did. I mean, she uses them in the rest of the house, but I have a separate room where my tanks are.
Yeah.
But the problem is, when I left in a rush to go to the hospital the other day, when I left in a rush, trying to get everything ready and whatnot, I left a container of frozen food sitting on the table next to the tanks.
Oh,
so it sat here and rotted overnight, and it's just horrible.
Yeah, you'll be right. Get some candles in there. Get some you got an onion? If you've got an onion, just chop an onion in half and just leave it in the room so it soaks all the crap up.
Yeah. What's up, everyone?
Hey, Michael.
You okay?
Yep.
What's up, Michael?
Yo. What's happening, Infamous?
Not much, man.
You got a new channel?
Yeah, man. Been vlogging. Been trying to post videos every 3 days on the vlog channel.
How's that going for you?
Going good, to be honest. Did that huge road trip from Austin to like New Mexico, up to Arizona, across to Northern California, down to Southern California. Vlogged the entire time. It's been fun, man. It's like interesting too, because I mean, it's just like my reef tank videos, but instead of being in one room, it's the entire world. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
If you like the videos, I mean, it's gonna be the same thing, but a much bigger filming space, I guess you could say. But one thing
I love making.
Go ahead.
Sorry, this joke. I was just saying I love making vlogs.
Yeah,
But the only problem is with vlogs is, like you said, I only film in one room, so I can't really do anything. And like obviously with the amount of hours of work and stuff, I don't really get out to adventure. But when I do, you know, I'll do like a little family vlog or something like that. But
I think
love them.
Michael,
yeah, dude, so much
you need
fun.
to start a new blog called like Saltwater Trucking with Aaron's Aquarium. And
The thing is that I won't use the camera. Like I won't film in the truck because obviously I'm in charge of like a heavy load, and you know if anything was to ever happen, you know, God forbid, if it was to go off the road or anything like that, and I was talking to I was talking to a camera. You know what I mean? It's like if I'm not dead, I may as well be.
Fair enough.
The one thing that I'm so happy that I did the reefing stuff first, and I plan on keep doing the reefing stuff like every week. But I'm so grateful that I did it for so long because it taught me how to like think outside the box in the sense of come up with different unique camera angles in a room. So whenever I go out, like, and I can literally put the camera anywhere, some of the stuff I can get is just like, I'm just like so excited for it.
Yeah, I do a lot of filming out and about for like jobs, so like you know like weddings and like corporate type stuff, and you really have got to be creative sometimes, especially sometimes when you know the customer wants it a certain way because they've seen other people doing it this way, and it's like, yeah, but it's just, you know what I mean, it's just I want, you know, let's mix it up a bit, let's do a shot from this angle, and they're like and then you do it and they're like, wow. So it's one of those where you know you have got to sort of like really think, you know, how are you going to put this together, and sometimes plan it before you do it. Vlogs isn't that easy because, you know, most of the time you fall in on stuff, but especially if you're doing like a wedding or a corporate thing or something like that, you can do it, you can scout it out before you actually do the filming and stuff. Good.
Yeah. When I do the vlogs, my biggest thing that I try to do is tell a story, right? So like I'll come up with the story like the night before, whether it be like the vlog I just posted is actually about taking baby Groot to meet General Sherman. It wasn't like, oh, baby Groot to meet General Sherman, but it was like the premise is like the previous day I got lost in the mountains. I couldn't find my way to Sequoia National Park. So this vlog that I just posted is actually me trying to figure out how to get to Sequoia National Park, and when I finally do, to find General Sherman, the largest tree in the entire world by volume. So like I just keep that, and then I record anything that has to do with that subject, and hopefully at the end I feel like it tells like the whole progression of the problem is not being able to find the park, and then finding the park, and then meeting General Sherman. And like that's like my main priority every time I film a vlog is to tell a story of something. Because like you said, it's hard to like pre-plan shots in a vlog, you know, because you don't know. I've never been there before. The only thing I know is I'm going to see this one tree, or hopefully see the one tree, and everything else is just spontaneous.
Yeah. Well, that's the great thing about vlogs is like I really like watching vlogs. Like I don't watch many fish videos because, like I've said it before, like fish videos don't really. I like to watch vlogs, and I like to watch stuff that, you know, is educational. So I don't really watch many fish videos. I also don't watch fish videos because I don't really want them to influence my creation. You know what I mean? Because I'll end up copying someone and not even realizing it. You know what I mean? But when watching, you know, vlogs and stuff, I've sat there and I've watched like a 5.5 minute vlog of someone setting up a coffee machine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the thing is it was made entertaining because it wasn't just a case of, here's my new coffee machine. Right, it's done. You know what I mean? It was fun, it was entertaining, you know, nice B-roll, etc. Blah blah blah. You know, it's good. You know, stuff like that. So I like it. I like it. I like the creativity of it.
And that's
That sounds
something.
some of my non-reefing related intros.
Yeah, I mean, but I feel like it's important, right? Especially like in the reefing community, it's important to find a way to stand out. And my belief is the best way to stand out in the reefing community is to show some personality. But on the flip side, it's like you can't be sensitive. You have to like show your personality, knowing some people aren't gonna like it, because you are gonna get like crazy comments when you're not playing it cookie cutter and not playing it like trying to just appeal to everyone and actually showing your personality. It's just one of those things. But I think it's personally, I contribute personality to the reason for my channel growing the way it does, even with like inconsistent content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With
That's
that,
just because you're such a nice guy. That's what it is.
come on, Paul.
I'll blow smoke up your ass all day. You're one of my best readers to watch.
I appreciate it, Paul. It's like, but it's one of those things. Like, but that is my personality, right, Paul? It's like I was like I got upset about something that happened in the community the other day. I was talking to Dev, and I was like, one of my biggest pet peeves is like belittling others, right? And I feel like there's good in everything everyone does, and it's okay to like tell someone like, hey, that was awesome, right? That was an awesome elegance, or that's an awesome video you did. Like positivity is contagious, and then something like YouTube that can be so negative, it's important to throw some positivity out.
Amen.
You know. Side note. But going back to vlog stuff, Michael, the hardest part is getting discovered. That is so saturated.
Hey guys, I'm gonna bug out for a few minutes. I'll be back a little later if you're still on.
Yeah,
All right, do it.
But you know what I'm saying, Michael? Getting discovered doing vlogs is so hard because there's so many people doing it.
Same rules apply. Same rules apply. Same rules apply to us as fish keepers. You know, if we did constant reef updates, we'd never get discovered. You know, we'd grow slowly. But what you do is you throw in the mix the other type of videos, the how to do this, how to do that, and whatever. So when it comes to your vlogs, you know, you throw in those type of videos. You know, so people that you meet along the way, you know, you see somebody and like you might meet somebody along the way who's like a teppanyaki chef. Mm-hmm. So you do a video on, you know, how to throw meat across the room. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know, but you know, you do those videos that somebody's going to search for, and then they find you, and then they continue to watch your content as long as the content is what they want to watch, and then that's how you get discovered. Like, say for example, like we're just thinking, like Peter McKinnon is like a massive YouTuber now. You know, 1 million subscribers in a year, 2 million subscribers in a year and a couple of months. You know, growing. And he, I just lost the train of thought. What was I talking about before I said that?
He's talking about teaching. He's talking about
teaching. Searchable content.
Searchable content. Yeah, that was it. Sorry. So yeah, so he made multiple videos, and you know, God, he was doing all right, but you know, not thinking. But then he did a video that was called 5 camera hacks or something like that, and his thumbnail was a knife on the blade of a camera lens. Now, instantly, that thumbnail is sort of like, why the hell has he got a knife on the camera lens? Because obviously, camera lenses, everyone's precious over camera lenses because they cost more than the cameras. So that video blew his channel up, you know. But then, obviously, once he realized that that's what blew his channel up, he capitalized on it and continued. And then, obviously, with how he creates, he had a certain niche, which was very appealing to people. It's a massive influence to a lot of people. It influences me. It influences them. You know what I mean, and stuff like that. So,
it's crazy. It's like I feel like being like really good at editing, like Peter McKinnon, right? And being on YouTube, it's like literally you're teaching people how to, like, you're on the platform and you're teaching people how to use the software to use that platform. Like everyone is searching your content. Like,
yeah,
it's awesome.
Well, that's another thing as well. If you're sat at the computer and you're doing an edit, And like, say for example, you do a ripple delete, or you do like you nest all of your tracks to do whatever reason. Obviously, you don't use Adobe Premiere Pro, so you won't know what I'm on about. But
Oh
you
no,
know,
I just bought it because I quit my job and I'm like, I love editing. It's the only consistent thing in my life for the past 4 years. I was like, I'm gonna actually, for this year, I'm gonna pursue it. So I bought all the editing software. I bought literally everything I need to edit for the next year. And I'm like, my goal is 150 videos this year.
right. So there you go then. So obviously, whilst you're sat at the computer making a video, make another video at the same time of you like doing a certain edit. You know, if you've done like a spin transition or something like that, which you've just made, do a video on how you made it. You know what I mean? And that will get you discovered because it's a searchable topic. You know, transitions and stuff. And so it's utilized. Like there's so much stuff that you're doing and you've got at your fingertips that, as fish keepers, isn't really relevant. Like if I was to do a video on how to edit a video, most of the fish keepers won't watch it. But you know, people from outside of the community would, but they wouldn't stay because they're not interested in fish. You know what I mean? So it's one of those where if you're doing a vlog channel, you can. Vlog channels are very diverse. You know what I mean? Like people who are into fish, who are into lawn mowers, whatever, all like vlogs. You know what I mean? In one way or the other. So you can do a lot.
Yeah, and that's one thing I'm trying to figure out right now, because it is the beginning, and I'm trying to figure out how, like, what do I want my vlog channel to be about? Like, y'all know I always preach like do amazing things, right? Whether that be like just go outside or whatever. So I kind of want it to be about that, like not necessarily like the most outrageous things, but about going outside and just doing something. So one of the things I'm actually thinking about is like getting a graffiti artist, because in Austin there's actually a graffiti park. So I'm actually talking to like a big graffiti artist here in Austin about going there, recording him do graffiti, and then like vlog like us hanging out, talking about how we got into it and so on and so forth. So it's like two-part, right? It's about this guy, but it's also about this graffiti park, and make it more like narrowed, because with the vlogs before, I realized that to me they weren't getting to the point fast enough, because I started researching other channels, and it's like you realize the channels that get the most views or do the best go straight to the point. Like, so if it's about SPS corals, they go straight to SPS corals, because you're like, imagine if you clicked a video about SPS corals and didn't talk about SPS corals for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? So it's just like little notes that I'm taking that I'm trying to implement. But it's very much the beginning. I only have like 10 videos out. Very much the beginning, very much trying to zero in on the niche of it. It's just so hard too, because like infamous aquatics is like so dialed in. Like I know what I'm gonna say, I know what I'm gonna do, I know like it doesn't take me too long to come up with a video. But like the vlog and stuff is just like a whole new beast. And I'm excited to learn it. I'm having fun with it. And you know, Michael, the vlogs are a blast to do.
I love them. I went to a local reservoir not so long ago, and I just took the camera. I had I didn't know what I was going to film, but when I'm in situations like that, I always have the camera with me. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. I always take the camera, even if I'm going to like a local fish shop. I'll take the camera. You just don't know. You know what I mean? So when we went to the reservoir, we were just going on a family day, and I was getting a bit of B-roll. I took the drone with me, so I was flying the drone over the reservoir. Getting a few shots of trees and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I didn't really have any substance, because it's like, what's going on? But then my son started talking about parkour, saying like,
okay, this is the parkour with the sheep, that sheep thing.
Yeah. So he was talking about parkour, and then it started becoming funny, because then my little girl, she's 10, she started taking the mick out of him. So she'd get up on this smallest log, and she'd jump off and go, parkour! So I was laughing my head off. So that was it then. Every single time that anybody stood on something, climbed on something, I'd shout parkour. Because, because it just makes, so then my wife was walking on this little log, and I said,
Yeah.
Mother, parkour, and she jumped, and then she did it. So that was that then.
She, like,
so then throughout the day.
Jump, right? Is that the?
Yeah, that's what I mean. It was just a cheeky little leg flick, but
Yeah.
then a vlog was born. You know what I mean? A little fun little vlog was born, and you know, so I love having the camera with me, even if you can't take the camera, but you got your phone.
Yeah.
You know, there's always something. You know, there's always something fun, and you know, obviously with the kids like trying to stroke the sheep and then crapping themselves when it looks at them, you know, stuff like that. It was just, it's good, it's fun. So yeah, I love making vlogs. I just don't have the time to make them.
Yeah, because they do take some planning and effort. And the thing is too, like you're saying, like your phone. I just filmed a vlog the other day where they wouldn't even let me take my camera in, so I filmed the whole thing on my phone. You know.
Right.
And it's just one of those things. Like we were actually talking about it earlier with Dev and O, and it's like the most important thing is the audio, but second most important thing is like just getting the shot. Like if you don't get the shot, everything else kind of just like whatever. It doesn't matter. So
But like you can always manipulate the audio because like on a few of my videos, like I've done it before where I've manipulated the audio to say and do something, but it's not what actually happened in whilst I was filming. And the thing is you've got two layers of video creation. You've got video creation and audio creation. Mm-hmm. So you know, we as videographers, we collect B-roll. You know, we'll go out and we'll film a tree, or we'll film a fence, or whatever, and we'll put it on a hard drive. Yeah, you know, we'll put it on a hard drive because we just don't know. But also as well, you should collect B-roll when it comes to audio. You know, get like a little, like a Zoom H1, for example. I've got a Zoom H4n Pro, but you know, like a Zoom H1 or something that you can keep, even your phone, and just when you're out and about, and say if you're next to a stream, put your phone next to the stream as it ripples across the water, and you know. Okay, Peter McKinnon, I see you. Do you know what I mean? And like, or if you're next to a gate that's making like it's a bit rusty and it's squeaking. Yeah. But the thing is then take that audio later and add it. So like if you've got a creaky gate that's creaking and rusting, but then you've got some video of a swing, then you can make this normal looking swing sound creepy because it's got this creaky, rusty sound when it's like not a creaky, rusty swing. You know what I mean? So you've got, you know, you can manipulate audio to your video to create a scene. So yeah, look, I love it all, me. It fascinates me. It fascinates me with using different sounds to stimulate different senses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you look at something and you think you're going to hear a certain thing, but you hear something else and it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. There's a quote that Steph told me. It's because like right now I'm having a hard time with this one vlog because like I just couldn't get in the rhythm of it. So it's like I'm condensing like 4 days into one. And she made a good point, and I was getting frustrated. And she's like, realize as a creator, you're the you control time. You're the manipulator of time, and just like keep that in mind when you're creating something. Like you can shoot something 3 days after something else and put it before it, and as long as you like do it right, it can come out like it was before the thing that was first, and so on and so forth. And it's like so true.
I've done it with Reef updates where I've been to a local fish shop, but I've already been to the local fish shop. Yeah. But then when I get home, I'll film as if I've not been to the local fish shop yet.
Yeah.
And then I'll film that finger. Or I've made videos where it took me 3 days because I'll start filming it, the wife will come home, and then I can't film anymore, so then I'll film it another day. You know, I've done it sometimes over a week, and if you look closely, you'll see the length of my beard change. You know what I mean?
That's what I always wondered, because like right now I'm trying a different kind of style of reef update, like very much vlog style, like because I'm a nomadic reefer and I hardly see my tank. Like every time or every other time I see my tank and something's going on, I take the camera out, right? But like for instance, this reef update coming out, I don't like the intro I shot and I totally want to redo it. But it's like, it's so funny because like if you watch the video, you'll see like the hair length jump back and forth sometimes. Like the hair will just get longer and shorter, longer and shorter. And I'm sure like no one even noticed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the person who makes the video.
Exactly. It's only normally it's just the keen eye that'll spot it, and really it's immaterial sometimes as long as the attention's on something else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's all good. Sorry, Paul, for taking over your live stream about vlog. Just realised.
About video creating.
The thing is, it's relevant because we're all video creators. You know, even though we're reefers, we're videographers at the same time. You know, we when we get our phones out and film our tanks and whatever else, we're all creators. So, you know, I think it's nice to hear how other people do it.
Yeah, and I think so too. It's like, I know when I first started, I would have loved to see what the process was for other people, right? Because here you have like channels like yourself, Michael, who obviously put effort, but like if you're just starting and you don't really know how much effort you're actually putting in, it's like, you get what I'm saying? It's like, it's nice to know that like, oh, if I want my videos to look like Michael's or look like Infamous or CJ's, like this is the effort they do put in. And it keeps me from getting hard on myself if my content isn't on par, because I don't want to put the time, you know?
Well, I had a good chat recently with George, you know, Carlfish 12G. And, you know, basically I thought like broke down one of his videos, and I was looking at like the video was 1 minute 50 seconds long, and one edit which really stood out to me, because I'm always looking at edits. I'm not normally looking at the film so much. I'm looking at edits, and there was one edit in his video that was like proper like, wow, you know, like wow, that took me away. And I spoke to him about that, and he said that one edit, even though the full video was 1.5 minutes long, that one edit, just that one small portion of this 1.5 minute long video, took him 5 hours, just for that tiny little portion. It was like 15 seconds, and it took him 5 hours to edit it. So it just shows.
Dude, it's crazy. Like, I'll be on a video, and I'll tell Steph like, "Oh, I'm almost done with this video. I just have like final draft and then export." And then it'll be 3 hours later. And it's like, what have I been doing for 3 hours? I'm literally just like putting the words, like working on the jump cuts and like putting like the PNG files and stuff. And then it still takes 2-3 hours.
Yeah. You don't realize, do you? I've lost hours editing.
Dude, but it's so much fun, man. There's like very few things that are like as satisfying to me as like everything just coming together in the end. And you just watch it as like a whole, and you're just like, oh my god, I can't believe I just did that. So much fun.
It's good. It's good. I love editing. It's my favorite part. The only reason I've got a fish tank is because I actually like making videos. If I wasn't a YouTuber, I don't even think I'd have a fish tank. Or if I did, it'd be a lot smaller than what I've got anyway. Because the only reason I've got a big tank really is just for YouTube.
Hey guys, we really need to change the subject because Paul's got that board that is sending me love messages through text now, and I can't take it. We need to change the subject.
The missus sent me "I love you," and I clicked on my message and said "love you," and I sent him Nick.
So honestly, I just can't take it. It's too much love.
All right, let's change the subject. Michael and I are hijacking this thing. What's going on, guys? Nick, how you doing, man? How's the store going and everything?
Yeah, it's going good. It's going good. I'm still finishing customers' orders at like stupid o'clock at night. That's how busy I've been recently, which is all good. So I've got a big shopping store to do in a couple of weeks. I've got a big customers in store to sort out. I've got a rescape to do. I've got the thing that Paul and Michael are doing down at London. I've got to do a shop fit for that guy. So
you better hurry up and get that done.
I spoke to him today, so I'm on track. Thank you very much. I appreciate your motivation.
I spoke to him today as well, to be honest. It looks like it's going to be quite good.
Yeah, so no, it's going to be cool. It's going to be cool. So everything's on track, everything's good. Got my new range of products coming out soon as well. So new aquariums coming out, so that's really exciting.
Nice, man.
So
Busy
hey,
guy.
I'm heading up your way as well. First, I've got a couple of meetings with a couple of companies one in Dallas and one in Florida. So I've got to get myself over there probably in July.
Dude, that'd be awesome
So-
if we could link up. Because I'm in
Yeah,
Austin.
definitely.
I'm only a few hours away.
Well, I'm going to probably be there for at least 10 to 15 days. So there's plenty of time. Yeah, so I'll be there for at least probably 2 weeks.
Are you
So-
gonna have any Are you gonna have any downtime?
Yeah. That's why I'm there. I'm like gonna go and have probably a series of meetings, but I'll be floating around. It's my first time in America, so I want to make sure that I get to see the sites.
Yeah, man.
So if you've got time, we'll do it. We can
I'm
hang
saying
out.
like
That'd be cool.
you definitely need to stop by Austin. If you didn't have any downtime, I was gonna say like we could probably go to Dallas. But you definitely need to come to Austin. Austin is like live music capital of the US.
No, that'd be cool. No, I can do that. If you've got a couple of days, I'll get like a motel or something and hang for a couple of days. So yeah, it's
That
gonna be
sounds
cool.
fun, man. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll touch base with you and we'll arrange it, but definitely July. I've got the whole month off to fit in 2 weeks.
So you're gonna do Dallas and Florida. Is there anything else you're doing?
Dallas, Florida. I was going to try and hit Chicago and see Cruise, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
No.
But definitely September, all going over to Mackinac as well, right? So I'll be back again in September.
Where's Mecca's in Vegas this year?
In Vegas, yeah.
Damn, you guys are doing it.
Are you
man.
going? Are you going
I
into
don't know.
this?
Like you guys know I always want to, but it's like, I was just telling the guys that I just quit my job and everything to like really focus on creating because I want to make like hopefully I will make videos for a living. You know what I mean? Whether it be like my own personal vlog or
Are you coming to Vegas?
I see that's what I'm getting at. It's like the money's tight because Dave, you
tell
know
you
more
what.
than anyone. It's
tell
like
you
I
what,
quit my job. I'm trying to do like video editing, like
Do you
full
want to
time.
do some product review type videos or promotional type videos?
Oh, of course. I would love to. Shoot, hell yeah! My favorite video to make is the unboxing videos. I would love to do some like product reviews and stuff.
All right. Well, I know there's a couple of new products getting over into the States probably in a month, maybe a little bit longer. There's going to be one that's going to be huge. So if you want, I'll get you hooked up with that one.
Yeah, man.
But that's going to arrive, I think, it's going to be about a month. He's a really cool guy as well, the company. They're really cool. So they are happy to work with YouTubers.
Cool. Yeah, because
there's a couple of new lights. There's a couple of new LEDs coming out over there as well. So there's some new bits of equipment and products as well being launched this next couple of months. So if you want to do that, I'll get your info and I'll hook up with the suppliers and try and get you on board with that.
Sounds good because Stephanie actually wants to start her tank herself.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah, we were actually coming up with a whole series where it was gonna be like my first fish tank kind of a thing. Basically, go over every part, lighting, this and that, making designated videos, all that stuff with her. And then we were actually wanting to do like a tank build off, where it's like my tank against hers, and see like how they both end up differently.
No, I think it's a good idea, and I'm not being sexist or anything, but there's few women, in the saltwater side, a lot in the freshwater and cold water, but not so many in the saltwater. So I think there's definitely a niche there, for it to exploit.
I think it'd be fun too because it's like it brings all of us back to like the nostalgia of starting our own fish tank. And like, you know what I mean? And it be with like a few subscribers already, so like be able to reach a few more people off the bat. Because like as a new hobbyist, what interests you is totally like when I talk to her, what interests her is totally different than what interests like me, Dev, Paul, like all of us who've been in it for a little while. So it'd be really interesting to see like how different my tank will look from her tank. Because the goal was to actually set up 2 tanks next to each other and have them into the same sump. So the water chemistry would be the same, but the aesthetics would be different. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you what as well, I was speaking to Craig earlier on his stream, and for me, I wish somebody would rewrite the book because when I was first reefing, like you didn't have the internet, so you bought books and you talked to shopkeepers and things like that. And now, if you go and buy reef keeping books, they're so out of date, like so out of date that we have Google and we have the internet, and we have live streams and Facebook and stuff, but a lot of it's very difficult to follow, you know, because there's so many people giving so much different information that I wish somebody would rewrite a reef keeping manual that people could suggest and say, oh, you want to buy that book and just read through it, you know, so you can track and follow through that same kind of the theme of a particular reefing method or protocol. And I really miss that, you know, because now even when I listen to or I read some of the Facebook posts and things like that, some of the things that are being regurgitated for me is like so out of date, you know, so out of date.
And that's honestly, that was like kind of not writing the book, but like that's kind of the goal with the series that Stephanie and I were trying to do. It was like literally like take one subject. It's kind of like my Easy Reefing series, but like better. Like take it from like a beginner hobbyist point of view. Be like, these are your options: sandbed, deep sandbed, no sandbed, shallow sandbed, pros and cons of each. What do you want to do? Right? Like it's up to you at the end. And then the next subject be like lighting, LED T5, highlight, spectrum, like, and break it up into very specific subjects in a way that you could teach it to someone that's just getting into it, because she is just getting into it, you know? And that was the whole goal of it.
And there's so many ways now of making it a lot easier for people to get into, to attain stability, to attain an established system, and then move on from there. But I still see so many people failing at a very early stage of the reefing that it doesn't make sense to me anymore, because the amount of access there is to information in terms of, you know, Facebook, YouTube, there's so much more information available to people now. And the kit, the equipment, you know, the dosing regimes, the understanding, the methodology is so much more comprehensive than it used to be. Really now, we shouldn't still see so many people failing at the first hurdles. And that, you know, it irritates me to see that, you know. That's really what I'd like to see is almost to be, you know, certain protocols that are understood by people, that are passed on to people, rather than the amount of misinformation and the amount of misunderstanding that there is. I just don't see the need for it, you know.
Do you really see that many people fail and have issues, Nick?
Yeah, all the time. All the
really,
time. I mean, the thing is, Dev, is because of what I do, I'm a go-to person, right? I get people messaging me, ringing me all the time. And the amount of stuff that they're told by shopkeepers, by guys on the internet, like Facebook and stuff, it's just crazy, seriously crazy. And that's one of the reasons why I enjoy being on the live stream so much. And it's not that, you know, I'm going to stand up in front of people and say, listen to me, I know everything. I mean, you know, you've heard me say, don't trust me, go and research, right? Yeah. But it's that direction. There doesn't seem to be any sense of direction, just lots of information. And when you dig into where those people got that information from, a lot of it is, oh, this guy told me, that guy told me. And then you ask them, oh, who told you? Oh, this guy, that. And it's just a chain of Chinese whispers almost, with very little understanding behind the scenes to it, you know. Yeah, honestly, that's how it seems, you know. A lot of it's like I was saying to you the other day, Deb, about people being so scared sometimes that whenever you hear things like nothing happens good in a reef tank, what was it? Nothing good happens fast in a reef tank, right? And you go, oh yeah, that sounds good, that makes sense. So yeah, I'll follow that. But then me, when I hear stuff like that, I'm like, bullshit. Like, certain things, yes, but certain things, no. Does that mean you can't add fish the first day? No, it doesn't mean that. Does it mean that you need to adjust your salinity, you know, over time? Yes, it does. You know, so there's relevance, but the relevance of things aren't being passed over. The interlacing of things isn't being passed over, you know, and that forms the fabric of your system. And it's those details that aren't being given. So a lot of it is, you know, oh, if you do that, like, you know, the bubbling thing, oh, if you do that, it might kill your fish, might kill your coral. So then people go, oh, I better not do that. But then they don't understand the information behind it, you know?
You know, I think it's just in shock that everything's always just so fucked up that it just It's like, you know what, something's gonna happen. We just gotta
I think this comes back to something you and I talked about a long time ago, Nick, and it's like you have to know why something is doing, like, why is this a problem, right? You have to really understand what's going on before you can make a decision on if it's something that you can fix quick or slow.
Yeah, exactly. And it's breaking everything down to its essence. If you can break things down to its essence and then understand the environment that is born into, you know, the reason why it's there, then you can build it back up. You know, and that's one of the reasons why no matter who I get as a customer, whether they're an established reefer or a brand new reefer, my advice at the beginning is always the same. Research the animals that you want to keep in the system, because what's the point in buying a tank, escaping it and everything else, then going to choose the fish and then choosing fish because of how pretty they look, but not considering their needs or requirements first. So particular livestock that you buy will dictate a particular way that you aquascape, even the size of your tank, even the pattern of the flow. So, you know, when you go out to buy a dog or a cat, you find out how, a dog, for example, how big is it going to get? How much food is it going to eat? You know, how much exercise does it need a day? Is it going to shed its hair or not? Does it have innate health issues with the breed, like hip dysplasia and things like that? So that you know what you're getting into, you know. And that's the only thing I find sometimes with hobbyists is that they just see it as a tank full of pretty fish and coral, and then they cause themselves problems because they haven't looked at things, you know, and researched enough to then plot out a course of action, you know, a map through what they're going to do. I mean, yes, Michael's just, you know, when we did his system, exactly the same thing with Michael. What fish are you going to keep? What corals are you going to keep? And then we built from there upwards. You know, that's how we did his system the first time round.
I have
exactly
a question.
The same protocol.
I have a question. Does anyone keep their
anyone? Oh, anyone?
Does anyone keep their salinity much higher than the average 2.5-2.6?
Yeah, I keep it at 2.8 quite a lot of the time if I'm running a coral-based system. Because for corals, if you do research, you want to be up at the 2.8 if it's particularly SPS type corals.
There you go. My buddy sitting beside me was like, "Oh, I keep mine at 0.29." I was like, "Really?"
Yeah, 2.8, 2.9.
When my 90 gallon was ran pretty high, but that wasn't on purpose. But
it work.
It worked. Yeah. And actually, for some crazy thing we noticed is a lot of my zoas, these skirts, like, got really long compared to like my friend who I got the zoas from, who ran his salinity lower. They were really tight. Just like little nuances like that. It was like really interesting to see.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, he was just saying that happier when his salinity was higher.
The thing is, though, Dave, you've got to understand as well with the salinity. You know, do you understand? You probably do because I know you research your stuff. But do you understand how salinity affects the fish?
Semi. Tell me more.
Semi.
I have a feeling you got something up your sleeve that I'm waiting for.
It's not good for my brand to say no.
Okay, so if you think about freshwater, cold water fish, okay, you know that a lot of them won't survive in saltwater conditions, right? And vice versa, saltwater fish don't do well in fresh water. So why not? What difference does the salt make? What has the fish done to evolve to be kept in saltwater rather than freshwater?
Oh, I've heard some happening very quickly. I don't know. I've never tried it personally, though.
So a lot of it is to do with the way they process the oxygen in the water, right, through osmosis.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if you think about that, and then you're adjusting the salinity, so then you need to understand by adjusting the salinity what that does in terms of how the fish processes the oxygen out of the water. So if you drop your salinity down for hyposalinity to treat ick, what strain is that putting on the fish in what way? And if you adjust the salinity up, what strain is that going to put on the fish in what way? So, for example, if you put hypersalinity, then I would say you want to bubble because you want to induce more oxygen because you've got less salt content to help with the process of osmosis.
Yep.
So whilst, yes, you can have your salinity up at 1.02829, and generally I like to run my temperature at 86.5 degrees, which normally people will run at sorry, 26.5 degrees, where normally people would run it between 25 and 26. I'm aware that the higher temperature means that the water won't hold oxygen as well. So I need to make sure that the water is very well oxygenated, because it'll dissipate out the water quicker. So although you want it higher, or I want it higher, I've also got to consider what that will do to the, you know, what effect that will have as well.
You're speeding up the metabolism, so you also got to make sure they have more oxygen to go with that.
Yeah, and also you've got to think about decomposition as well, right? So waste in the system is going to decompose like a lot quicker, decompose a lot quicker. So then you're going to have to watch your parameters in terms of ammonia, nitrate, phosphate, and all of those things as well, and put things in place to control that a little bit more stringent than if you're running at a lower temperature, that things will decompose in a slower, in a slower way.
Yeah, they just wing it.
Yeah, I was just laughing as I'm sitting here, my buddy beside me. He's like, "Oh yeah, I run mine at like 81 because you run yours at like 79." I was like, "Oh, I do extra high salinity. I do high temperature too." He's like, "I just wing it, Nick. You know, you're all technical about it." It just makes me laugh. He's like, my curls grow faster.
Yeah, exactly. So you get different things happening, but at that same, because you've altered a parameter, you need to think about the knock-on effects as well. So if you raise your temperature, raise your salinity, obviously what Jake always talks about is the difference between salinity and specific gravity, right? And he always says if you look at your salinity, then normally if your salinity is on par, then the rest of the stuff should be there and thereabouts in terms of magnesium, calcium, alkalinity, and everything else. So if you've got it at a high rate and your corals are utilizing it a lot quicker, then because you've got high temperature and high salinity and you're utilizing it a lot quicker, then you need to look at your dosing regimes compared to somebody else that might be running a lot different, temperature and salinity content.
So, actually, yeah, good.
Ask
what you're dosing? Like dosing more. So how does the higher salinity affect alkalinity consumption and saturation in the water? So would you have to dose more without the higher the salinity?
Again, when you got to look at it. So if you're going to run higher salinity and higher temperature, then again, you've got to look at the animals that you keep in, what regions they come from. Do they come from Australia? Do they come from Bali? Do they come from Indo? And you need to look at the regional environment that they're coming from. Because why would you raise your temperature up to, 82 degrees and increase your salinity up to, 1.029 if the corals that you keep in, it's at the very high points of their tolerances? Because if you're running at that, then you're going to stress your coral.
Well, I'm willing to bet that most people have corals from everywhere pretty much in our mixed reef tank. So it's going to be...
And that's why we generally, as a general rule of thumb, we go for an average temperature and an average salinity because of that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're running your corals from a different region to what you're running your environment to, then more than likely you're going to be at a stress point. And usually when corals are at a stress point, they don't tend to grow as quick. So if they're not growing as quick, then your uptake might not be as much as another coral that was comfortable in that zone, if you like, and then was growing more rapidly because of it. So it all depends. Your question in terms of uptake, will the uptake be higher or lower? Depends on the coral that you're keeping in that environment.
Yeah.
Because it's all relative, right?
Very true.
I love getting you thinking, Dev.
You always do that, Nick. You're good at it. Are you joining my thing at 3?
In how many hours is that going to be?
It's
an hour's
in
time?
59 minutes.
Yeah, no, I'll be available for that. That'll be cool. I'm done here anyway, so yeah.
What we're talking about now kind of leads into it, ironically. So just checking.
Yeah, no, it'd be cool.
I'm dragging my buddy Brad in too, since he's already at my house.
You're doing the live stream? Talking about the live stream?
Yeah, in an hour. Hey, Cruz, how you feeling, buddy?
Cruz on it?
He's in the chat.
What's up, Cruz?
Cruz has been lazy at the moment. He's staying in bed a lot and getting pampered by nurses and doctors. So,
what a lazy guy! At least he
Throw
has ice.
abuse at him. Don't be shy.
Nice.
What's everyone working on right now?
Fixing a computer. Lots of fun. What are you working on?
Just checking out some analytics and working on this video, man.
So, it's not Test Tuesday. Never mind.
No, that was yesterday, Dev.
I was just gonna say, how's all the tests? And then I realized
not Test Tuesday today. What I'll do, Infamous, is I'll send you some info and some links to go and have a look at some of these products I was talking about.
Cool. I really appreciate it.
No, let me know, because I don't know whether there might not be suitable products for you anyway. So let me know if you're interested or not, and then I'll hook you up with the suppliers.
Cool. I'll send you a message.
Yeah, no worries. Right, I've got to get out of here and get home. So I'm going to get home, go grab something to eat, and get ready for your live stream, Dad.
Sounds good. I'll see you in a bit, Nick.
All right, see you in a bit. Bye.
Yep. Bubbled me, Cruz. They fragged you up and they bubbled you up. At least they bubbled you so you can repair quicker.
I think that's exactly what he's saying. We chopped him up and fixed him up.
I know, eh? Higgs, take a shot of Miracle Mud. Never know. Might help.
Yeah. I can't wait to get Miracle Mud, my Miracle Mud set up.
Oh, you haven't done it yet?
No, because the hurricane, man. So it's literally I got it. Year? Yeah, I got it. And then the house flooded. So the tank, I couldn't put it on the tank because the tank is torn down. Now I have the 16-gallon, but it's like an all-in-one tank. And it's like, how do you put Miracle Mud in an Innovative Marine? So I have to come up with a way. I managed to
sneak some into the back of the Red Sea. I just used some of these little plastic kind of trays that were, I don't know, from like packaging or whatever. And I have these little tiny skinny trays I managed to just squeeze down the back chamber.
Nice. See, I'm thinking about getting a reactor and
nice.
doing a Miracle Mud reactor. And
Paul inspired you.
Paul
inspired.
No, it was the craziest thing because literally Paul posted that video once I was finally getting situated. And I was looking at this Miracle Mud. I have this bag of Miracle Mud. And I was like, how am I going to do this? Because I want to use this Miracle Mud so bad. But it was figuring it out. And then I saw Paul's video and I was like, oh, I think I even commented on it. I was like, oh my God, did you read my mind or something? And it was just so perfect. But now it's just getting it done. Because the Miracle Mud is in Houston. So I have to, whenever I go there, I have to pick it up. And then I have to get the reactor and everything set up.
The best way I figured to do it with, when you're doing a reactor, if you get, a sieve, pour it into a sieve, you can get all the really, really fine stuff out. And then you get the more coarse stuff. If you put that into a reactor, it's not going to pump all into your system. You know what I mean?
No. But see, from my understanding, all that, well, you're talking about the really, the wood chips and stuff, right?
Yeah. All the thicker stuff. Because you've got all the powder, and the powder, if you put it into a reactor, it could soak in. Do you have the sponge at the bottom of your reactor?
I don't have a reactor yet. That's my thing.
Yeah. But what you could do, you could put the really fine stuff in a bowl. Just put that anywhere you want. Let that do its little thing, and the other stuff in the reactor. Here's the better way. I didn't. You could do it that way, but I didn't. I just put it all into the reactor and let it run like that.
I think I'm probably just gonna put it all in the reactor, to be honest.
It's not a bad way to do it. I might try this reactor method next round.
Yeah, and it's just supposedly it's more efficient. It's definitely easy. It looks so much easier to switch it out and stuff. So we'll see. You said though in the video you said to use less and change it more often, right, Paul?
Yeah. Use less change. Yeah. Use less change more. I worked it out that I was using about 1.5 pounds of Miracle Mud in the reactor
for your whole tank,
and then that lasts about 4 months.
How does one know?
Yeah.
Say again.
How do you know when it depletes? By the way, Paul, this question is a video. You should make this a video. Go ahead.
Well, we did it. I was doing it with Cruz because what we was doing, we was working out the amount of. You know, Cruz. He's a smart ass. I'm trying to get a link to him actually because he can't get in. He's trying to get in. We worked it out, like the amount that we was using, the amount of floor that was going through it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I think what we was I'll tell you what. I'll get cruising and we'll work it out. But I think we just worked it out, the amount we was using, the amount of floor that was going through it, the size of the system, and we did like a little calculation and we worked it out. That's the right amount. Plus,
do you have hit a reactor?
It wasn't an ultra reef reactor because it flows over the top, which is a better one and all. But with the 1.5 pounds in the ultra reef reactor came from me using a 1,200 litre pump and it not getting clogged up because obviously it's mud, and when you get floor going through mud, it turns into solid. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So we did it so the floor could just flow through it, and it wasn't rattling, in there. So it was just like literally like flowing, like rocking slowly.
So you're just keeping the mud suspended a little bit.
Yeah.
So
as long as you can see the mud like not bouncing like you do with roller force. You want it just below the like what you do with GF4. So it's not tumbling, but it's just rocking. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? So you know that it's doing its job like that. But trust me, we did it over months.
Yeah.
So it's not like we just did it, tested it. We did it over months and months. So, trying to get it perfect. That's why it took so long. Everyone kept saying, do a video, but we couldn't because we was trying to get it sorted.
Hold on, Cruz, is the Miracle Mud bag waterproof?
Ask.
I asked because mine was in the Hurricane Harvey water. And I just want to make sure I don't put any of the nasty diseases in my tank. Later, JB.
See you later, JB. Right, I'm trying to get all these links for Cruz, so bear with me. Right, Cruz, there's going to be loads of links going in here, so you have to figure out which one works for you.
All right, Paul. Brad would like me to ask you what kind of differences you noticed after using Miracle Mud in your tank.
Part one, the major one I had was polyp extension. If you look at my videos before I was using the Miracle Mud, I had polyps out, but there was never as much as there was when I started using Miracle Mud.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I started getting, could be many factors, but coloration in my corals. I seem to have more of a popping colour.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the good minerals that they're soaking in that they wasn't getting before, it could be that. Cruz, check your email. I've already emailed it you.
So more popping colors and
polyp extension.
Better polyp extension. Okay.
Yeah.
Could be.
I don't know if this is part of it, but before I started using Miracle Mud, you get that like your sandal turn brown every week. A little bit brown, and then you just churn it over or things like that, and all that stopped and all.
Yes.
But like I said, that could be one of many things.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think I'm going to try the reactor method when I do the new build. So,
how much Miracle Mud you got left?
It's definitely, and in fact, it's that good. I'm not name dropping because I name drop a lot, but I'm not name dropping. Lenxai got in touch with me, and he loves the idea. So me and Lenxai, we're in contact with it in a minute. He likes the idea. He knows about the idea. I spoke to him in person about it. I know. So I spoke to him in person about it. He likes it. I've just sent him more videos, more pictures, and he's been keeping an eye on my coral growth and all. Over the last, say, 6, 7, 8 months.
Mm-hmm.
But he's kept an eye on it. I think this is going to become part of the Miracle Mud. Even a company over here are going to start producing reactors for Miracle Mud.
Mm-hmm.
So there's going to be reactors built for Miracle Mud, or sold in conjunction with Miracle Mud, not actually for Miracle Mud, but in conjunction with.
Yeah. So with what was I going to ask?
Even Mike Paletta, Mike, I'm name dropping again. Sorry, Cruz. Even Mike Paletta's been in contact now, so even he's interested.
But he's been running Miracle Mud for a minute, right?
Yeah. 3 does he use in his tank?
Yeah.
All right. So he's asking what else do you use in your tank aside from Miracle Mud?
What do I use in my tank?
Yeah. What else do you use for additives, dosing, trace, whatever?
Triton.
Paul just whispers sweet things to his corals and they grow like crazy.
Well, that's the true secret.
Do you know what? I'll start from the bottom of my tank and I'll work my way around, right? So the one side, I'll start from this sump, right? So in the bottom, I've got Triton. So I'm running Triton. So I've got my Triton method that I run, and I'm running the other methods. So that's basically your calcium, magnesium, alkalinity, and trace elements. And then I've got Chaeto. I've got my reactor and a skimmer. That's all that's in my sump. I've got bio cubes, you know, the bio blocks in the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
2 Radion XR15 third gen. Food wise, I feed the frozen mysis. I feed about this much nori a day, literally a little square block of nori a day. That's all they get fed.
Mm-hmm.
Every 3 days, I'll put some amino
acids,
easy SPS, and Reef.
Yeah.
Every 3 days, I'll put some of that in. I don't measure it. I just go, that'll do.
I always forget about Reef.
Yeah, and plankton. Plankton is amazing. Every day I dose plankton on the doser.
Okay, that's interesting. I randomly do it like once or twice a week when I remember.
Yeah, once a day. It's actually plugged into the doser, and don't need to be refrigerated because it's the easy. Do you know the easy booster?
I've seen it.
Yeah, well, you've seen the big things there. Do you know the big? Yeah, that's the stuff that they're creating in these pouches.
Yep.
So I dose that.
Nice.
Oh yeah, and Miracle Mud.
Can't forget about Miracle Mud, man.
And Miracle Mud. Yeah, the thing is, my system is run so simple. I don't have any controllers on there or nothing.
I don't even use your Jabeo doser now because I know.
Yeah, but that's like, honestly, I believe that's like the best way to do it in the sense of you do travel. When you travel for a long time. It just makes it easier, in my opinion. Keep it simple.
Yeah, definitely keep it simple.
Simple is good. Mine, I want to simple mine up for revision too.
I've got UV on. I've got a UV.
Yeah.
Right, but the UV I've got, it's run straight from a return pump to the system. So it's not there to kill all the little nasties. It's there to keep my glass more cleaner.
Does it actually?
It does. It does.
Oh, damn it,
If I turn it off, my glass only clean in every 3 days. If I leave it on, I could clean it once every week and a half.
Why did you just tell me that? Now I got to add UV to my system.
That's the way.
I'm gonna let you know. That doesn't mean you have to add UV to your system.
Yeah,
it means you want to add UV to your system.
The UV is not for killing the bugs. It's not for killing the nasties.
No, I want to clean my glass less. That is like half of my goal for the next.
Well, in fact, if Seymour is listening, he added a UV to it, but he added it to get rid of the dinoflagellates because I told him that UV does it, and he did it, and it worked, right? Yeah. It got rid of them, and it also helped him clean his glass. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I think he uses it for that now.
I think the whole filter roller is going to help me not clean the glass as much, but I think that would also help.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm still clicking on all these links for Cruise Me. So I've put about 5 different links in at the minute from all different sources.
Yeah.
I really want to get in.
Thanks, Bubba. Aussie Trust UV. It's a shit hot clean water. Yeah. Dun dun dun.
Bubba cracks me up.
Yeah. Keep it simple.
Yeah.
It's like, let me just.
It's simple, stupid.
My tank is far from simple.
But that's because you're a techie, dude. Like, you love that stuff. I feel like the fun part of reefing to you is the tech. Like, I like, as much as we talk, I don't ever like really hear you talk about, oh, my corals are growing so fast or this or that. It's like, look at this new piece of gear I got. Like, that's what makes you happy, man.
My polyps are mighty long today. Thank you for noticing.
Look at that. I went on Instagram. First picture on Instagram, infamous.
That's right. And what is? Hey, wait. What is it of though? Bubba's Reef Tank.
Big smile.
I'll show you.
I posted Bubba's Reef Tank on Instagram.
Oh, Puffy.
I posted the video.
Nice.
Yeah.
In fact, yeah, it is.
Look at that.
The cleanest tank on the planet.
Dude, his tank was like.
What was hidden under a brace before?
There it
It
is.
was insane. I walked into his house and I was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't get it. It didn't. I don't know. It was just so good. I'm at a loss for words.
Looking good, Bubba.
Yeah.
So, is it done?
Right. Where is it? How do I get mine up here? There we go. Right. So mine, you'll be able to see if I go down here. Ooh.
Those are all yours, Paul?
Yeah, yeah.
Good sharks?
That's when I went to war, man.
Nice.
Okay,
I would love to see Paul's tank in person.
Me too.
That's what Michael said. Michael loves it.
Man.
What up, guys? How are you?
All right.
Who's that? Who's here? Who's talking to me?
Who that? Who that?
Who's that?
Not Ninja. What's
I'm
up?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. What you know?
I'm on Instagram? What?
Yeah, man.
You know,
If only you had an Instagram, I could have tagged you.
There's people messaging me saying your tank's more famous than you. I was like, damn. That's pretty funny.
Dude, dude, you were there. I was like at a loss for words. I went over to Bubba's place and I was like, do we even need to leave? Can I just like sit in front of this fish tank for a few hours?
Yeah, they're all doing something crazy in there. It's fun.
Yeah.
It took a long time. I showed you the pictures. It takes a long time to get to that.
Yeah.
But definitely learning experience that I've enjoyed.
Yeah. You did an awesome job, man.
Yeah, man.
Thanks,
Let's
man.
see.
Appreciate it. I'm hoping what Nick was talking about earlier is a great idea. I personally think he's more than qualified because of all the setups he's done to write it himself and maybe get a few of you guys involved as well.
I mean, I'm not a writer or a reader, but I'll definitely give it a shout out.
Oh, yeah. But just all the experience, if you add everyone's experience up together, you're talking about, over 100 years of experience.
Oh, more than that. We're ancient. We have solo.
So you add different people's perspectives of what's going on or different theories or methods. Because a lot has, from what I've read, at least has changed. I've only been in for a year and 4 months, 5 months, I think. Maybe 5 months now.
Yeah.
But
if you look at that, if you look at that there, can you see that Montipora there?
Oh yeah.
If you look at that Montipora plate there, and that coral above it, this was in February 21st, 2017. So that look, if you look at that Monty plate there, and look at that coral just above it, right? So let's go to today's, or what we're like now. That's that.
Holy
1 year?
shit.
Yeah.
What was that? That's Paul's.
Wow.
It's the same fish in the photo too.
Yeah.
They've grown along with the coral.
Well, look at that Montipora. In fact, the bit that you see is the middle. All of it's grown. Like that's grown.
Yeah.
It's what you were talking. 14 months.
Go back to the old one again.
It's
So,
huge.
yeah,
It's plated twice already.
Let's just bring this one up. Look. You see this coral here?
Yeah.
Remember when I had that thing burst in my tank, that eater? I actually fragged all the ones at this side. So there would have been a lot more growing around it. So let's go back to the other one.
Where's this?
So that's 14 months, you said?
Yeah. In fact, there's a picture there. That's a picture of the Monty there. So that's... Where's the date? How do I shrink
We're
this?
just gonna. Oh, let me mute myself.
Trying to get the date.
Say hi to Steph for me, bud.
Piece of acrylic, eh?
Where's the date? There. So that's 21st of February, 2017. So that's it there.
Oh my goodness.
In fact, if I go further down,
It's interesting looking back at old photos and videos and be like, man, my tank was so barren, it's so tiny then.
Yeah.
There's like the difference. It's weird because you don't really notice it when you stare at your tank every day.
Yeah.
Nah,
Yeah, yeah.
not at all. I'm
In
glad I
fact,
started.
there's the system. There's the system. When was that? That's... Oh, why can I never get the bloody date up here?
It's February
There.
18th.
February, yeah, February 18th.
Nice.
Crazy.
Not bad for a year, buddy.
Is
Yeah.
that Triton or whatever?
What are you, Paul? What do you use to edit your photos?
Just my phone.
What software do you use on your phone?
I use Android and it's KineMaster.
Hard drive in it?
Kine Master.
I'm gonna send you something. Just try it out. I think you might like it.
Which one?
It's actually I'll just say it. It's I use this program called Snapseed.
I use the same one. It's good and free.
I think I told you about it, Dev. Like when we first.
Maybe I told you about it. I don't know. It's good.
There it is, Dev. There's the
No, I've been
picture for the
using
first
it.
one.
I've been using it for like 4 years. It's my
Awesome,
favorite.
Paul.
Yeah, you can do everything. It's like basically having like Photoshop on your phone.
Yeah, that's a
Or
great app.
Lightroom. More like Lightroom. Yeah.
In fact, you see that coral there?
Yes.
So that little one there, that acro.
Yes.
Let's see if I can get that now. Which is...
What's going on, guys?
What's
Fellow
happening?
Reefer, what's up, man? How are you?
Why is it not opening?
Reefer.
How's your system?
Everything's doing good. It's got a bunch of new florals, so.
Oh, nice. Oh, man, you're filling that baby out quick.
Yeah.
Woo.
Man, this got us all yesterday, so it's still fairly new. Still have to open up. So far, it's good. Some are opening up.
One day I'm gonna get to see your tank, Paul. One day.
Hey, you're always welcome. Stick the kettle on. Paul, how much for a frag of Green Monty? You know what, right? I've only ever fragged that 2 or 3 times, and I've actually got frags. If I turn this light on here, I've actually fragged it for one person, Woody. Woody, cause I've got frags here.
Lucky Woody. There you go.
So Woody, I've actually fragged it for Woody. Because Woody, I'm going on to Woody's next week. So
Where's Woody? Is he getting ready for the royal wedding or what?
Oh, always. He's already got his suit.
I'm actually gonna start fragging these out. These are probably like 30 heads on here. Go, so yesterday.
Oh wow.
I know.
Oh, that's a
the guy.
ton.
I got everything for it was 600. It was all of this. I got the plate coral too. The lighting doesn't. I don't know. You guys can see it. I guess the Favias. There's something right here. I don't know what that is. That orange.
Hey guys, I'm sorry to interrupt real quick, but I just want to say bye. Gotta go run some errands, man.
No worries, man.
Say hi to
Thank
Stephanie.
you for hosting, man. Appreciate you, Dev, Bubba, everyone. Y'all have a good one. Appreciate all y'all.
Yeah. See you later, mate. Take care.
And for $600, that's a good price for all that, bro.
Yeah, I got this.
That's a great price.
Big piece of leather over here, but it's not opened up yet. This toadstool, I really want to open up. It's like huge. I mean, so pissed off right now. And this is actually all one rock. This whole piece, all these leathers are on that one rock. And I mean, I had to take his fish, like this Antheus. I had to take this guy here too, Yellow Tang.
Oh, they all look like they're doing good though, all together. You know.
Yeah, a lot of corals I don't know the names of, but like this guy, like this SPS over here, I don't know what that even is. But blade over here too.
Put it back onto the SPS. Let's see if we can see what it is.
Encrusted? That's an encrusted, but I forgot the name of it.
It's nice. I don't know what
that
it is.
SPS
though.
in the middle there.
Yeah, the blue and the pink.
Sophastria.
Yeah.
That's expensive over here, that.
Yeah, it's all over this.
That's
Some guy
crazy.
wanted me to split it with him, but I said no. I said no.
Trust me, right? Listen to this, right?
Tiny
These
piece, like $40.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The size of a dime over here, you could pay about 40, 50 quid for it.
Wow.
Even over here, it's about 20 to 30, depending on the
How
color.
much did you pay for that?
All together, everything was $600. Everything.
There you go, Bubba. He's going to send you that for free.
Oh, you guys can tell me what this is right here.
I have no room.
Yeah, but we want to spread the money. Bubba will give you 50 quid for that Sophastria. Yeah?
Deal.
Bubba's got room.
This is right here or no? This orange one? It's hard to see.
It looks like a Leptoceras, but I can't tell because the polyps are.
I was going to say.
Yeah, it's orange. I can't really get a size.
Orange and green.
Orange and like a kind of like a purple on the polyp itself.
Wait till the polyps come out. You won't be able to see till it's out properly. That.
Yeah. It's pretty dope.
I don't know what it is, but it looked cool. So the main thing was the frog spawns over here. They still got to open up, and then the zoas all over here, and then it's like a big branch of it over there. All of that was included, and then this orange.
It's crazy seeing your tanks filled up though like that in just one shot.
I know.
Like, whoa.
I know. Well, it wasn't easy.
I'll tell you what, just for the frog spawns on their own. What over here? You're talking £15 a head.
$15 a head.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be minimum.
Even out here,
minimum.
Yeah, I was gonna sell them.
You
for
can frag that the way you want.
I have someone coming by. They're gonna buy. I got an aqua spawn there. I gotta move that guy. He's trapped. But yeah, I mean a lot. Like you could tell over here with the skeleton in his tank, they were on the ground. So yeah, I mean I had to move some corals around. I kind of just threw them in there. Did the best I could. It was nighttime when I put them in there. So I just gotta, rearrange some things, but so far it's good. It's gotta adjust the flow too, make sure all the corals are happy. I really want this leather and coastal to open up, but it's only been a day.
Tell you what, go back. Show me that Sophastria again. A lot there, isn't it?
I had a question on that leather rock to the right. Did he have it on highlight by chance?
Yeah, it's under 2 USA Orbit LED Pros and 3 ATI.
Oh, okay, so it was used to the highlight then. I'm just making sure because sometimes they'll get pissed and they crunch stuff like that.
It looks like it wants to come out, like it's getting ready, but then it'll close back up. It's like the polyps are starting to come.
Yeah.
Then the one leather next to it's up, but I had to move some things around a couple different times, so I probably pissed off.
Keep some carbon in hand just in case, bro.
What was it?
Keep some carbon around.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So you can run a little bit on it.
I have my carbon. I got all that.
Oh, you're already running it. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's because I don't run carbon. I just run it once a month or maybe twice.
Yeah, carbon and GFO and Phosguard running in there.
Oh, you're set. Yeah. I forget about Erwin's setup. Erwin, you see so many videos and talk to a bunch of people, through the chat, checking the videos. I'm like, I forgot about that. Whoops.
Hey, well, that big toadstool in there, won't that produce a lot of stinky shit off it?
Yep.
It's a big boy.
That Antheus is huge. It's female Antheus. It's like a koi fish.
What are you doing with the? Are you getting rid of the toadstool?
Oh no, I want that toadstool. I want him to open up and just take over that. I want him to like just really fill out this right side of the tank. I want him to open up so bad. That's what I'm waiting for.
I've never seen. I'm not saying there isn't. I've never seen anyone keep a decent like SPS tank with SPS in it, with big ass toadstools in them.
That'd be pretty awesome.
Because I think it's the least toxins, don't they?
I don't even consider that I have a lot of SPS. I have the Hollywood Stunner. I got a Mind Trick Coral over here, whatever that orange thing is we talked about. I got a Monty over here, and then I have this plate / cup coral, whatever. A little bit of Fabius. That's pretty much all. And then this guy we talked about on the move. And this guy we talked about. But that's pretty much all the SPS I got. I don't really have much. I don't know. I really like soft corals more than hard corals. I like a mix, just whatever. A little bit of mix.
Yeah, I like mixed reef also more.
SPS is nice because of the colors, but like once that green leather comes out, he's like neon green. I threw him in the bucket when I was getting ready to bring it back home, and it was still like just neon green. So, and that orange plate, it's nice. I don't know how he's gonna do. He's starting to come out a little bit. But I got this caterpillar guy. I don't even know where he is, but he's like a caterpillar. I forgot the name of him, but he's like a little short, fat guy, and then he just moves around real slow and he eats algae.
Like a
sea slug.
What was it?
Sea slug.
Yeah, that might be it. It looks like a cat. It looks like just like a caterpillar, like a fat caterpillar.
What color is he? Green or?
He's let me see if I can find him. Might be all the way back. He's there he is. He's like a
seer.
Yeah.
Looks like a sea. Is it a seer?
Kind of looks like
cool.
Might be a seer.
My first time ever having him. I just pretty much took all of his livestock.
So he kept the tank and everything else, or he sold that off already?
He sold. He lives in Long Branch because I live in Toms River, New Jersey. So it's he lives like 45 minutes away from me, and he sold the livestock. Originally, he wanted $1,000. He wanted $1,000. I said, "There's no way I'm spending $1,000." So I got him down to $600, and then I asked him what he's doing. He has radions, and the tank's still up for grabs.
Wow.
And I don't need the tank. He said he's selling the tank to some other guy. And there was so much rock and so much livestock, and I only brought a certain amount of bins. And I said, even you really wanted to get rid of the last couple pieces of rock, I said, just give them to the next guy who's buying the tank. He'll like it. It's for a solar tank. Just give him some live rock, throw it in there. I don't need it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, just pay it forward. Yeah. That's cool, man.
Yeah, help the other guy out. Everything's doing good. Just time. So how's everyone else's tank doing?
Mine's good. Yeah, everything's cool. I'm gonna service the water's just about ready, so I'm gonna be jumping off in a few minutes.
It's nice, man. I saw your video of your tank. It's nice.
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. Still want to put a lot more stuff in there on the top part. That's why I really don't show too much at the top. I do have a big bird's nest up there, but I'm probably gonna mess around with a few acros. And the person who gave me this bird nest, hers died. So I told her I would just take a small piece of it and then give her the small colony to her. So it's kind of, we didn't mean to bank it. It just kept kind of worked out that way. So she was surprised. You probably may have seen her, Larry Walls. She has a couple systems out in Arizona. She's up north of me.
Maybe, yeah.
Like way north. But she's really cool. She has like 2 humongous systems. I think a 220, 2 something, 210 maybe. And the other one's a 125.
Yeah, this is a 120. I don't think I would ever go. Once go to the 125. For me, it's just too big. It's just
Oh,
Plus,
dude.
well, I was gonna get a
So
125,
big.
but my lights they're 4 foot long. So if I
Yeah.
had to get a 125 tank, then you have to get new lights, and it's begins to add up. So I say the 120, it's 4 foot long. So I kept the lights, which was the main thing. I used to have bird's nest, but the sand got to it, and that was it.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
glue my
You can tear it up.
really. I should, but
Yeah.
kind of just plug them
Now,
in.
I've serviced a big tank before, over 200, and it's just, there's no way I'm going to go that big now that I know. I worked on it, and I'm like, oh, hell no, that's too big.
Yeah,
Maybe 125. Probably the biggest, 120, somewhere around there.
the 120 is
I don't
good,
want
man.
too high. Yeah, it's a good size. I even like the 90. The lower ones are a little longer. I've seen those in the shop a few times, and they're about maybe 1,400. They're not too bad. You can just get skimmer or some other stuff you need.
And I was having some. I don't know if you guys saw Rodder Tube's Reef video about his green hair algae problem.
Oh yeah,
When he was
been
dosing
fighting that back and forth for a little bit.
Yeah, he was dosing the hydrogen peroxide. I actually just ordered it and actually just came in the mail now. Because I was having a little bit of hydrogen peroxide. Having a little bit of green hair algae problem, so I'm gonna open this up now. Actually, just came in.
Just be careful. I don't know which one you're using. If you're using the 3% or the industrial, the 25.
It's the 35%. It's but you're supposed to dose like 10 milliliters per 10 gallons. I'm gonna take it slow, because obviously I just got all this new coral too. I don't want to piss it off.
Yeah, be careful with that stuff.
Yeah, I'll definitely. I'm just gonna put it on any part that I see, because I saw the video when he actually put it on the green hair algae. It actually sizzled it away, it burned away. So it's a good thing and a bad thing, because it's a good thing because obviously it works on the green hair algae, but the bad thing is that it makes me worry about what can it do to the corals. What can it do to the fish if it's burning that algae, and it burns your skin. So what's gonna do to the fish? So take it slow. He said it's fine, so I'm gonna trust his word and just see how it goes.
Well, you have more coral than him, so I would be a little bit more precautious. I will say that, because the 3% can be just as effective as the one you have at 35, but you need to water that down. I would not use that full strength with too much coral nearby it, because you could sizzle or burn some polyps or something.
Yeah, I'm just gonna actually target dose it right on the green hair algae itself.
Yeah.
And a turkey ether, and then just really take it slow, maybe once every other day, and just see how it does.
Just double check on your pH. Make sure it doesn't also jump around too much. I think you have Apex in your system, right?
No, I don't.
Oh,
I don't.
I wasn't certain if you had one or not. Just be careful, but
you running GFO and Phosguard on that tank?
Yeah, and carbon.
Kind of overkill on the phos. Usually you run. I've always told either one or the other. GFO or Phosguard.
Yeah,
but I never heard any at the same time. But I'm not saying
my phosphate's good. The only thing that was low was my alkalinity was a little low, but that was the only problem I had, which was a little bit of concern for me because that makes your corals grow. Helps their skeleton out. So that was my only problem, but I'm pretty sure my salt has alkalinity in there. When you're putting it in.
Yeah.
So
I just
all
alternate
corals are growing.
I like the Phosguard, but you get too much aluminum out of it. So I usually alternate Phosguard for a while, GFO for a while, Phosguard.
Yeah, well, I had the GFO and the carbon in one reactor on the right, and then I have the Phosguard on the left. And then I don't do half and half with the carbon and GFO. I'll do mostly GFO, a little bit of carbon. But yeah, you're right. Maybe I shouldn't do the GFO and the Phosguard, but
they tell you not to do it together.
Yeah, right. Everything's working right now, so it's I don't really want to change anything up.
See, the Phosguard removes the iron. Is it the iron? Yeah. And
the Phosguard removes the.
That removes the aluminium. So, do you know what I mean? So you're like, yeah, it's not good to run them together. Basically, they're cancelling each other out as they're doing it.
I'll set this down real quick.
I don't remember any specific reason, but I just always told not to run them together.
Yeah, that's what it is. One's iron, one's I say in American aluminum. But
How about the phosphate? Phosphate?
What's that?
How about the Phosgar removes the phosphates?
Yeah, no, they both remove phosphates. But what the Phosguard removes the iron out of the water, so it will remove the iron, and the Grower Phos takes the aluminium out or aluminum.
Now the question is, do you want to remove the iron from your water?
Not if you're using it for the GFO removal. Not at that time.
I mean, your tornado loves iron. Feed me iron.
Is he iron?
Right away from the system. You need
Iron my Cheeto's like huge.
Yeah, if it ourselves growing, if you do, so you'll get more.
17 minutes, Dev starts his channel. So everyone on here, get ready for Dev's channel.
Thanks for the reminder. In the shadow.
Hey guys, I'm gonna jump off, but I'm gonna be listening in for sure. I'm gonna get my hands wet on this tank right now.
Yeah, no worries.
All right, guys. Good talking to you guys. Guys in the chat. Sorry, I wasn't really looking over there, but I want to say hello to you guys too.
Yeah, no worries. Catch you later, Bubba.
See you,
Bubba.
Take care.
Dratica, Rotatube Reef is a dumb shit. Why? What's he said?
What?
But hydroperoxide kills sponges. Plus in Xena don't like it as well. I use 3% and won't recommend using hydroperoxide. You need to add more bacteria. You just double his bioload and we'll start having issues soon enough. Don't want to be a downer, but
I trust Rodder. I mean, he seems like he knows what he's doing. You know, and a lot of people commented on his video too and said how they worked. I'm not gonna go overkill. I'm just gonna do a little bit at a time.
yeah. See, I trust myself. I don't trust anyone else. I've been doing it 7 years now. I know how to do it.
You're good. Trusting yourself's a good thing.
I trust Woody. Woody's been doing it 11 years.
Yeah.
Thanks, mate.
Woody's got one of the cleanest tanks I know.
Just feed once a day. That's all I do.
So I do. If I feed too much one day, I don't feed the day after.
Yeah. That's the secret of my success. Don't overfeed.
That's the one, Dev. Do you know what I was saying before? I feed like 3 times a week, twice a week, or whatever, that big amount of food.
Yeah.
If I do that, I don't feed the day after.
Really, eh?
So if I dump that into for the corals, like I said, I feed the corals loads and I feed the fish as well because I put the fish food in it, all in one tub. So in the tub, I put a cube of food, like the coral food and the aminos, and then I'll fill it with water, let the cube melt, and I'll pour it into the system. But the day after, I will not feed the system, not even the fish.
Nothing, eh?
Nothing.
I feed mine every day.
Quit starving the fish, Bill. Quit starving the fish, Paul.
Have you seen how fat my fish are? The thing is, if you let your fish process the food, they get more healthier. If you keep feeding your fish, they shit it out before it's processed in the body. You can tell that by the colour of the shit. It comes out the same colour as the food is. They've not processed it.
That's definitely something I did not know.
Yeah.
You gotta remember, it's one tube in and out. As soon as have you noticed when you feed your fish the shit? They get giddy as shit.
I've never paid enough attention to it, to be honest.
Well, now, next time you feed, you'll see. They'll start swimming up to it and they'll start shitting before they do it. And that's because they're getting rid of the food. They're emptying the stomachs because they know that they're getting fresh food in the body.
Interesting.
See, you learn something new every day on the Reef channels. Now, right. Dev's going to research this, and Dev, next week we want to talk about fish and fish shitting.
Nice. Yeah.
What's the subject today?
If you think about it, it makes sense if you think about it.
I just know they could be like
processing the food.
I just wouldn't consider they'd be like, boom, on command, get rid of it. The new stuff's here. Let's roll, boys.
Steve, you don't have to take a dump when you have a mega burger.
Nice. Just never know.
Like I said, I've got pictures of my fish. Like, see how healthy they are. But yeah, I've never like I miss a day at a time. Every week, it must be 5 days a week I feed the fish. Might be four. Sometimes it's only 4. You know what I mean?
Mine get their veggies in the morning and their protein at night.
It's like the seaweed. I try to feed seaweed like the square a day, but like every other day, or say once a week, I won't put one in. Like today, I've not put one in because I want them to feed off my rocks. You know what I mean? That's why I've never have algae in my system. Because if there's no seaweed for them to feed on, they're gonna go. I'll peck at the rocks and clean the rocks. So that's what they do. On the ground, cleaning the rocks.
Nice.
Method in me madness, you see.
Lots of madness.
Method in me madness.
Tons of method.
Right.
Nice.
Right, it's 10-2. I'm going to call it a night because I'm going to jump on yours, Dev, but I'm going to call it a night on here.
All right.
Coffee and all that.
Come join. You got a nice tank, Paul. I want to hear about your corals thriving, surviving situation.
Oh, never survived. They just thrive.
Come on and share the secrets.
They've never had to survive. They just thrive.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know, this was a good one. Like Michael, when he come the other week, I cut my frag off at the front. And I said to him, in a couple of days, I'll send you a picture because it'll be fully healed. And about 3 days later, I sent him a picture where I broke it off. It had a polyp growing out of it. It had healed and a polyp growing out of it that quick.
Nice.
It's all good. Awesome. Right, people, I'm going to call it a night. So, everyone in the chat, thank you for coming to my channel, and I'll catch you all soon. Everyone in the Hangouts, cheers for joining in. What's that, Woody?
I said I'll see you soon.
See you later, Dean.
See you shortly.
See you over on yours, Dev.
Yep. See you in a bit, people. Catch you later. Bye-bye.
Ta-da.